This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast of high school playoff football on NCN.
Well, hello and welcome to Memorial Stadium and Bob Cunningham Field in beautiful Wayne, America for college football on News Channel Nebraska. I'm Pat Jansen, alongside Lou Siefker, Nolan Hoffman, and Sheldon Fox will be joining us shortly. And it is the Egg Bowl, the annual Egg Bowl here in Wayne, America. And Lou, the biggest egg that's been laid of all has been by Mother Nature, dropping snow and wind and cold temperatures, as we've got a very big game here in town today between Wayne State and Minnesota State Moorhead. Wayne State looking to make the playoffs for just the second time in school history, but they're going to have to battle the conditions and a feisty Moorhead team.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think for Wayne State, the battle right now is mental. I think what you have to do if you're Wayne State is to play this game in the moment. You can't worry about what might be coming, which would be a playoff spot. I think you prepare well all week. I'm sure they have done that. Now you just got to play the football games. And you're right, Pat. It's gonna be a lot more difficult. As you see the snowflakes flying, it's cold out here. Ball security is going to be big for both of these teams here today.
If Wayne State does win and likely reach the playoffs, if they do so, it would be just the second time in school history. The only other time was in 2008 when current head coach Logan Masters was a junior wide receiver for the Wildcats. Does that sort of history carry any extra pressure for a team trying to reach that round?
I don't think so. Again, I think this is all about this year's Wayne State team. Certainly, you want to make the playoffs and be that second team to ever do it. I think that's important, but I don't think you worry about what coach did or anything like that. It's all about today's game. I think they're going to be ready to play here this afternoon.
And it's going to probably take running the ball. Currently, the wind not blowing a lot, but it has that potential here in Wayne. Who's that give the advantage to, Lou?
Well, definitely Wayne State. Wayne State's a better running team. You see as Minnesota Moorhead comes on the field, they're a team that likes to throw the football. They'll do a lot of dink and dunk. They don't run the football well, only average about 25 yards a game on the ground. So if it comes down to who's going to run the ball, especially in a cold fourth quarter, it favors Wayne State.
It's going to be a fun one today. Playoffs on the line. Final game of the regular season from here in Memorial Stadium in Wayne, Nebraska. We've got college football coming up. Wildcats, Dragons, more after this on News Channel Nebraska.
This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit gocurrency.com. And by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith.
When it comes to your auto partner, there is no house divided when you choose Woodhouse. 18 brands, one team, a winning experience every time.
Life is full of...
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Life is full of occasions, some planned, some unexpected, some profound. At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, our goal is to keep you in good health, to be there for all of life's moments. Together, we'll create the best health solutions for your symptoms and lifestyle with compassionate care tailored to you. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, here for you no matter the occasion.
Wayne State is the college of choice.
Smart choice.
Sound choice.
Natural choice.
Strong choice.
Original choice.
Bold choice.
Affordable choice.
With over 130 programs of study, Wayne State College is the
first choice. First choice.
First choice.
For students who want an excellent education at an affordable cost. Get started at explorewaynestatecollege.com.
A community is connections, friends, family, schools, teams. At Allo, we're honored to be a part of your community. As members of the community, we're committed to ensuring people stay connected to the services they need. That's why we're participating in the FCC's Affordable Connectivity Program. All qualifying customers get free 100 megabit per second internet or a $30 discount on all other internet packages. Go to allofiber.com/ACP to learn more.
Whether you play on a field or play on a court or are running to greatness, during the game and after the game, during the wins and during the losses, Agri City Insurance has you covered. Here to help you insure what matters most. Agri City Insurance.
Keep on pushing, keep on pushing, keep on pushing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, do it!
You want to wear your pride on your sleeve? True Nebraskans turn to custom sports screen printing. Pride, dignity, self-respect. You want to show it off. We want to design it in whatever color it comes in. Silver, gold, black, blue, white, red. Custom Sports can turn around unbeatable apparel fast with service from South Sioux to Scotts Bluff.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
When it comes to your auto partner, there is no house divided when you choose Woodhouse. 18 brands, one team, a winning experience every time.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Life is full of occasions, some planned, some unexpected, some profound. At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, our goal is to keep you in good health, to be there for all of life's moments. Together, we'll create the best health solutions for your symptoms and lifestyle with compassionate care tailored to you. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, here for you no matter the occasion.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're here at the grill, waiting for the flip.
He has a great hot lie here on the grill. Looks like he is going with the tongs here, Jim. A great choice.
Timing is everything.
Nailed it!
A flip for the ages.
What a flip. Perfect marks. I'd take a slice out of that one.
Certified Piedmontese, real Nebraska beef. So tender and dripping in flavor, you won't believe a steak this good can be shipped right to your front door.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
For the streamers, for the gamers, for the long-distance video call makers, for the ones who don't want to miss out on the fiber things in life, they have Allo. Allo Fiber Internet keeps you connected with fast, reliable service and 24/7 support, so you can always get the ultimate experience. No hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts. Experience the fiber things in life with Allo's super fast internet. Visit us at allofiber.com/fiberthings.
At Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk, their focus is on you. As the leading provider of optometry with advanced diagnostics and equipment, they can ensure your eye health is their top priority. A quick glance at their frame area will show you that you can have style as well as function, with plenty of frames to choose from. Their mission is to educate patients and provide cutting-edge technology and exceptional service with personalized care. Come to Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk to clearly see the difference. Why? Because your eyes deserve it.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us, supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
Your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
And we are back here in Wayne, America. Game underway. Wayne State and Minnesota State Moorhead. As Moorhead goes to the ground. That's a rare move. And so does the ball. Wayne State on top of it. And this could not have started any better for the Wildcats, Lou Siefker, as Wayne State looking for their second ever playoff bid. And they force a turnover out of the Dragons.
Well, we barely get it out of our mouths in the pregame that ball security is going to be very important, and a fumble right off the bat, very first play. You're right about a bit of a surprising call, being that Minnesota Moorhead doesn't run the ball very often and ends up in a disaster for the Dragons. First down and 10 for Wayne State here in great field position at the 24.
You mentioned it in the pregame, Moorhead only averaging about 25 yards on the ground per game, so odd to see them go to the ground. Not odd to see Anthony Watkins and Wayne State start the ground game as Watkins picks up good yardage on 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Wayne State offense, it's Nick Bowen, the sophomore from Bennington, running the show for the Wildcats. He's got Watkins, the senior from Illinois, at tailback. Jaden Johnson, Mason Lee, and Shane Orr are the wide receivers. Gage Dengel is the tight end. Bowen will take the shotgun snap, run it up the middle himself, and weaving his way through. He's got what looks like a first down for the Wildcats. His big hog mollies up front will be from left to right. Jet Jansen, a sophomore from Lincoln. Chris Graham, a redshirt freshman from Omaha. He's got the senior center, Ryan Kennedy from Norwalk, Iowa. Saquon Cobbs, 6'5", 300-pound sophomore from Florida at right guard. And Terrell Tompkins is the right tackle, rounding out that starting lineup for the Wildcats. Wayne State looking to strike first as Bowen will run an option right side. Cuts it up himself and is inside the 10-yard line. And on the ground, the Wildcats continuing to puncture this Moorhead defense. Let's look at the Dragons on the defensive side of things. It'll be Alec White at defensive end. Hayden Carr and Jackson Fowler are the nose guard and defensive tackle. Denver Sheets is the other defensive end. Linebackers are Josiah Beam, James Eggert, Marku Goli, and the corners are Jake Betcher and Cody Sorensen. Mike McClanahan and Jared Kallenbach are the safeties for Moorhead. Crowd a little bit sparse today due to the weather, but those in attendance recognize the importance of this one for the Wildcats. Bowen fakes the handoff up the middle himself inside the 5, where he's finally turned away at that point. It's going to bring up 3rd and short for the Wildcats.
Pat, one of the interesting things from last year's game, first of all, last year's game in Moorhead was played in about 5 inches of snow. It was a snowstorm. Now, we're getting some snow flurries here, not a snowstorm by any stretch, but in that ball game, Nick Bowen carried the ball 30 times at that quarterback spot. Already has a couple carries here in the first quarter.
We see him there on the Madison County Bank instant replay. 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats. From the shotgun goes Bowen with Watkins, and we've got a flag here, and that's going to be a pre-snap penalty on the Wildcats. That changes things slightly, Lou, on this 3rd down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it changes it up. 3rd and 3, you can do so many different things out of 3rd and 3. Now 3rd and 8, that shrinks your playbook a little bit. And Wayne State has been so diverse offensively this year. They throw and pass the ball very well, and they're very good in the red zone as well. As a matter of fact, I believe they lead the Northern Sun in red zone percentage. So you expect points here if you're Wayne State when you get the ball this deep in the opponent's territory.
Freshman Forgy goes in motion, gets the pitch to the right side, and that's diagnosed well by Moorhead, and Wayne State may have given up the ball themselves. Indeed, that's what happens as Minnesota State Moorhead forces a turnover of their own, and the Dragons get the ball back. That was Denver Sheets, the native of Williston, North Dakota, who came up with turnover.
Yeah, that's a big one for the Dragons because, as we just mentioned, Wayne State normally puts points on the board when they're inside the 20-yard line, when they're in that red zone. They come away empty this time. And, if you're going to stay in the ball game, if you're Minnesota Moorhead, you're going to be able to turn Wayne State away in those situations. Now you got to do something with the football.
They fake to the ground this time. Well, actually, they'll keep it on the ground this time with the quarterback, as there was just a wide open space there for Jack Strand, the freshman from Wisconsin. He picks up good yardage for the Dragons on 1st down. We mentioned those turnovers. Wayne State plays Moorhead, not always the case. They've lost multiple fumbles 3 times this season. Strand from the shotgun fakes the handoff, looking left, and he may have room to run once again. A little bit of a gap in that Wayne State defense that Strand keeps spotting, and he may have a 1st down, or at least close to it.
Alec Kowalczyk just knocks him out of bounds there. But the hit was in the field of play. Nothing. There's no late hit there, even though it was near the boundary.
He was by about 2 yards, actually. Strand from the shotgun, looking left. He gets away from a tackle, now looking to run near the 1st down sticks. It's going to be close, depends on where they spot him. He might just be short. It was Kowalczyk who got him once again.
I think he's going to be about half a yard short here based on the spot. And, at least a half a yard, maybe a full yard.
It was a really good tackle by Kowalczyk.
Kowalczyk is so good at that linebacker spot. He plays the will linebacker for the Wildcats and one of the leading tacklers in this conference and the leading tackler for the Wayne State Wildcats.
Strand had early pressure. He's deceptively elusive as the punt is away. It is short, fielded right at midfield or just behind it by Bird in traffic, and Wayne State will start with good field position for the 2nd time in as many tries. Wildcats looking for points this time. They were turned away last time around, which does not happen with this Wayne State offense in the red zone.
Yeah, not normally. Wayne State in the red zone this year, before that last possession, 88.6%. They've scored 31 of 35 possessions inside the 20-yard line. So what you just saw there is a bit of an anomaly here for the Wildcats.
And not just score, they do it with touchdowns too. 21 touchdowns from inside the red zone this year as they go to the ground with Jacob Kaiser, the Hardington native. Not much doing there for him.
Yeah, I think for Wayne State to win this ball game today, you're going to have a fairly healthy game on the ground. We talked about the advantage they have running the football. You've got not only 2 good running backs in Kaiser and Watkins, but Bowen, as we mentioned, 30 carries over 100 yards last year against the Dragons.
He's rolling left this time. He's got Marshall out in the flat who catches, escapes a tackle, and out past the 1st down marker. And Marshall has become a bigger part of this offense in recent weeks for the Wildcats.
That was a really good one-on-one play. He made the defender miss.
and is able to pick up a first down.
He's scored touchdowns in back-to-back weeks, first against Upper Iowa, then the big, important win at Sioux Falls last week. Part of a lot of Omaha area players on this team, including his quarterback, Bowen. Bowen going for Orr that time, and there was a lot of contact, it looked like, before the ball arrived, and Orr throws his palms up, kind of wondering why there wasn't a flag on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats.
You see Jack Bungarden, the will linebacker for the Dragons. A little bit of contact there. That's awfully close. Officials do not give Wayne State the call on that one.
2nd and 10 for Wayne State. Handoff, Kaiser up the middle, shakes a tackle, stretches out near the 30-yard line. That's good pickup on 2nd down. That's going to bring up 3rd and short for the Wildcats.
Excellent gain that time. Kaiser, a tough guy there, running in between the tackles. And you're going to see, I think you're going to probably see a little bit more Kaiser today. He and Watkins both pretty good runners between the tackles. I think Kaiser a little bit bigger of the two. But this team can run at the defense. I think you're going to see more of that today.
Kaiser with the carry again, kind of runs into his own guy at the line of scrimmage and turned away at that point. At this point in the field, though, may not make a lot of difference to decide, though, what Logan Masters is about to do, because it may be just a bit of a challenge to try and connect on a 47-yard field goal today, so I think they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Conditions are not good for long field goals today. Take a frozen football. But, yeah, they're going to definitely go for it here, 4th and 1.
Not a lot of forward progress given to him on that last one. It's actually a loss. It's going to be 4th and 2. Fake the handoff to Forgy. It'll be Bowen, who loses the football once again. He may have had the first down, but in the process lost the football, and that's 2 possessions that end in fumbles for the Wildcats. And Minnesota State Moorhead will take over once again, this time with their best field position of the game. Let's take a look at it on the Madison County Bank instant replay.
That's close. Hard to see from that angle because we're looking at Bowen's back there, but it is hard to tell where that football came out. The officials right there on the spot, they give the football to Moorhead, so it's going to count whether he was down or not.
This is really not the recipe if you're the favored team playing with pressure. Not what you want in this situation where maybe you're keeping the team in the game. It's only 2 possessions, but Wayne State has had really prime opportunities to score in their first 2 drives, and nothing from it, Lou.
2 possessions in Moorhead's territory, and both come up empty off of turnovers.
After a handoff, this time Moorhead goes to the air as Strand is picked off! Picked off by Kowalczyk, out past the 40 to the 30, and Wayne State will have good field position for a 3rd straight time. We'll see if the Wildcats can come up with points.
As good as Jack Strand has been this year, that's his 11th interception on the season, and he had time to throw. That time it was not a pressure situation, it was just a bad throw. And Kowalczyk, sitting back there in zone defense there, able to pick that one off. So now it's we haven't even played half the first quarter, and there's already been 4 turnovers.
Well, there will be interceptions when you put the ball in the air as often as Moorhead does. They've had games where the Dragons have put the ball in the air 64 times against Mary, 55 times against Minot State, 40 against Minnesota Duluth, as Watkins will get the carry this time for Wayne State. Cuts it back at the 25, and that'll be a pickup of about 3. Bring up 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats.
I mentioned as many times as they throw the football, Jack Strand, just a freshman, he's kind of taken over this team at the quarterback spot. He's been really good, 66.7 completion, but that was his 11th interception. I think that was kind of a thing that Wayne State was looking at, was maybe to pressure him and make him turn the ball over.
Wildcats go to Mason Lee this time. The senior Wayne native moves the chains, and as you've mentioned several times, Lou, that is Mr. Reliable out there for the Wayne State wide receivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Consistency. Every game he's played, number 8's going to catch a football, at least one, and sometimes several.
He's going to split out wide to the left this time. 3 wide receivers for Bowen, who's got Watkins back in the backfield with him. Watkins cuts it outside and tries to get to the 10-yard line. He is pushed out of bounds before that. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about, we'll call it a long 6 for the Wildcats.
Well, you wonder a couple of things with Wayne State. First of all, is there pressure to win this game? Well, certainly there is. I mean, you feel it a little bit, but I think the pressure mounts when you miss opportunities. So even though it's early in the ball game, I think this is an important possession here. This is the 3rd time you've had the ball in Dragon territory. I think Wayne State needs to come away with some points here.
Handoff, Watkins once again. A lot of congestion up the middle. It's going to bring up 3rd and about medium for the Wildcats. And, this isn't exactly a foreign situation to Wayne State. They essentially played a playoff elimination game last week at Sioux Falls. They got down 14 points and eventually outscored Sioux Falls 24-3 over the final 26 minutes of the game. It's a team with a level of resilience, but you can only take so many bullets so many times.
Right, and I think it's a little different when you're going on the road to play a team. I don't think they'd ever beaten them before.
They had not.
They did a great job to win that game on the road. Now you're expected to win. That's a different level of pressure. First down, looks like they're for.
Yeah, Watkins had a nice little hole for himself there, and really just that quick cut. That's something that I'd say these Wayne State running backs really do a nice job of. There's one cut and then decisiveness.
Yeah, and that's a great way to describe Watkins, especially. He's very good at the vision and the ability to cut on a dime and follow through the holes the offensive line gives you. He's a master at doing that.
He and Kaiser are both in the backfield this time, but it's Watkins who cuts it back, reverses field, 5-yard line, toward the end zone, touchdown Wildcats. Anthony Watkins, you mentioned the vision, Lou Siefker. My goodness.
That's the best 6-yard run I've seen in a long time. That was a heck of a play. He gets hemmed in here. You're going to watch going to the right side of that the offensive line there. Great pursuit there by the Dragons. Watkins turns around, reverses field, and gets in the end zone. Great play by Watkins and a much-needed score. After a couple of missed possessions there, you get on the board. Wayne State takes the lead.
Wayne State on top 7-0 after the kick from Powders. 5:15 left to play first quarter. We'll take a break. Back with more after this. You're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
Wayne State is the college of choice.
Smart choice.
Sound choice.
Natural choice.
Strong choice.
Original choice.
Bold choice.
Affordable choice.
With over 130 programs of study, Wayne State College is the
first choice.
First choice.
First choice.
For students who want an excellent education at an affordable cost. Get started at ExploreWayneStateCollege.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Playoffs on the line. Wayne State with the early advantage, 7-0 as the kickoff fielded and returned out past the 30-yard line for Minnesota State Moorhead. We're going to go to Nolan Hoffman at some point, but it looks like Nolan still trying to keep warm down there. It is cold here in Wayne, America today, Lou. And, it's football weather. Not just football weather. This is NSIC football weather.
Yeah, that's for sure. You got a lot of Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota teams, and obviously here East Nebraska. So I think, these sort of weather games are not a surprise this time of the year.
Strand hands it off on first down, out to about the 30-yard line go the Dragons, as getting the carry that time was Luke Mdike. Kowalczyk made the tackle. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Dragons. Strand from the shotgun. He's facing all sorts of pressure. He's not going to escape that, as about 2 or 3 different Wildcats there leading the charge for Wayne State. That time around was Luke Sims. Had his jersey pulled and everything, as we see on the Madison County Bank instant replay. But
watch Luke Sims there. He just powered through the offensive line there. They could not keep him away from the quarterback. That was just great individual effort. Luke Sims was the guy that led the charge and disrupted that play, gets the sack.
Drake Peed was also a part of that. 3rd down and long for the Dragons. Strand chased once again, gets away and gets rid of it, but it's going to be 4th down for the Dragons, and Wayne State just putting all sorts of pressure on this Minnesota State Moorhead offense. They'll get the ball back once again.
I think that's what you're seeing right there on that possession is what Wayne State wants to do, because you're going to see a lot of passes. You want to continue to pressure Strand. He's been good this year, as we mentioned, had an interception already, 11th interception. A young quarterback, you want to make him make quick decisions if at all possible, and I think they've done a good job. They certainly did on that possession.
High, short punt, fielded by Bird. Had to catch it on the run, and that was a touch dicey, but he catches it at midfield.
That's one where you hold your breath. That was a heck of a catch there.
And our own Nolan Hoffman braving the weather. He's down on the field. Let's send it down to Nolan. Nolan, take it away.
Yeah, guys, this weather is certainly affecting some things in this game. We have multiple turnovers from what we've seen so far, but pre-game, Wayne State kicker Alex Powders, he did not seem to have an issue with all 40-plus field goals where he was trying it, so that doesn't seem an issue. Offensively, Nick Bone was throwing some deep passes downfield along with other quarterbacks, and that, again, didn't seem too much of a factor. So expect Wayne State to take their shots like they usually do offensively, but still expect a heavy dose of Nick Bone and Anthony Watkins on offense. So send it back up to you.
Thank you very much, Nolan. Forgy with the carry once again for the Wildcats, the true freshman. They've really tried to involve him in the offense the last 3 weeks, as Kaiser will get the carry this time around. Tripped up at about the 47-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I guess you've obviously seen both teams trying to establish a bit of a run game. I think for Wayne State here, I think your ability to run the football obviously sets up your passing game a little bit, and it certainly will be the case today. These are situations, though, you try to, if you're Wayne State, you try to be in those 3rd and mediums or 3rd and shorts. 3rd and 7, we'll see if Wayne State tries here.
Bowen going to the air. Rolling, and nothing there. He'll just get rid of it and avoid another turnover, but it will be the first punting situation for the Wildcats today. It's, you hate to belabor the point, Lou, but for the number of times that Wayne State has been on the Minnesota State Moorhead side of the field to only have 7 points at this point is got to be, if not alarming, a touch concerning for Logan Masters.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. You think if you've had the ball in their territory the entire first half, you've only coming away with 7 points, that can become a problem later in the game when it's close.
Powders with a short end-over-end punt. There was a lot of pressure there. He does get off a pretty solid one to about the 12-yard line, and that's where Minnesota State Moorhead will start its latest drive.
The last time Dragons had the football, they went 3 and out. I'm sure if you're Wayne State, you want to have that happen again, and again continue that field position in your advantage. You figure, most of the time you're better than 25% when you have the ball in the opponent's side of the field. But in a day like today, I think defense is going to be big. Defense for Wayne State has played very well in this first quarter.
1st and 10 for the Dragons. Strand will hand off once again. Not a lot there. Going to bring up 2nd and long for the Dragons. I want to remind you, our first quarter brought to you by Region 4 Behavioral Health System. Thanks once again to Region 4 and to all our sponsors for bringing you Wayne State College football. Once again, a lot on the line today. Wayne State entering today's regional rank as Strand just gets rid of the football, and he did have a man near him, so it's not going to be intentional grounding, but that defensive front for the Wildcats is creating all sorts of havoc for the Dragons.
Somebody stole his lunch money out there. Can't keep him out of that backfield. I think that, you're in a situation now, 3rd and 8. We'll see if you start running blitz packages or anything, but they've been able to get pressure on the quarterback here on Strand.
Oh, a lot more right there. Just gets rid of it for his running back Mdike, but he just was forced to really get rid of that a lot sooner than he wanted. More heat just bearing down on Strand.
Yeah, that looked like a bit of a delayed blitz or a stunt that Wayne State was running. But what my point was that Wayne State's getting pressure on Strand without having to blitz in this first quarter.
Another punt for the Dragons. And Bird will wisely let this one just die at the 40-yard line instead of trying to make another dangerous catch that time around. The punts from both squads have been low, trying to avoid that. Powders for Wayne State, his looked sort of intentional with the low. I don't know that that's necessarily the case with Brian Knutzlin, but they've been a challenge to field, especially in this cold weather with cold fingers.
And this is possession number 5 of the first quarter. Wayne State has the ball again in Dragon territory.
Bowen had Lee sitting just out between the 25 and the 30, just kind of led him a little too far, and that's going to drop incomplete and bring up 2nd and 10.
And you wonder how much that weighs on you when you start coming up empty time again. Here for the Dragons defensively. Eventually you figure that the field position is going to flip and you'll have your opportunities. With the way the situation is right now, the Wildcats need to put some points on the board.
Watkins, they go back to him on the ground, but not a lot there. You start to feel a little bit of confidence picking up for Minnesota State Moorhead. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats.
The other thing maybe to think about, and I don't know that it's really a factor, but does Wayne State feel like you need to put on a show today to try to get up and get a home field? Should you win, we got to win the game first. But do you feel pressure to play this great game and to look the part, I guess?
Bowen, he's got heat coming from his blind side. He throws it to Orr at about the 40-yard line, who's dumped out of bounds at the 38. That's not nearly enough for a first down. And interesting field position situation for the Wildcats. I would guess they try and pin Minnesota State Moorhead deep, and that does look like what they will do.
Yeah, with 4th down and about 8.5 yards to go, I don't think you're going to go for it here. You've kept the Dragons back in their own territory the entire first quarter. Now, Wayne State has not been able to put many points on the board, but you've certainly kept the Dragons pinned deep.
This one, a much higher punt from Powders. It lands at the 10 and touch dead at the 1-yard line. They're going to put it out at the 3 because that was where it was first touched. But nice job by the Wayne State special teams pinning the Dragons deep.
Yeah, excellent job. Great kick there by Powders. Get the roll and Again, it's only 7-0, and we're just about done with the first quarter, and Wayne State has had the ball in Dragon territory. But I think if you're going to play field position like this, you figure you've got a great chance to win this game, because I don't know that outside of maybe popping a big play, I don't know that Minnesota Moorhead's going to be able to ball consistent State defense this afternoon.
That was Forgy, the freshman, who touched that dead. Strand will take the snap from his own end zone at about the A of the Wildcats. And it looks like there was indeed some movement by Minnesota State Moorhead. Not that that makes a whole lot of difference yardage-wise.
About a 1.5 yard penalty there.
Well, speaking of penalties, Wayne State was gifted a few of them last week in that big win against Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls came unglued late in that fourth quarter.
80 yards of penalties in the fourth quarter alone.
Handoff up the middle, and just able to get out of the end zone are the Dragons, and that's going to bring up second and very, very long and very, very close to their own goal line.
Looks like he might have lost a little bit there. Great job by that Wayne State front.
That was Hayden Bowl, the fullback, 6 foot 230 from Hankinson, North Dakota, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. It's been tight so far, but Wayne State with the lead, 7-0 after one quarter of play. Let's take a break and be back with more. You're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
I'm Chris Suckup, and I started at Madison County Bank in 2003. Experience, commitment to community, and unmatched customer service. Madison County Bank has been rooted in Northeast Nebraska for over 130 years and is here to help you grow. For ag banking, home loans, and business banking, visit your local Madison County Bank in
Madison, Plainview, Albion, and all of Northeast Nebraska.
At Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk, their focus is on you. As the leading provider of optometry with advanced diagnostics and equipment, they can ensure your eye health is their top priority. A quick glance at their frame area will show you that you can have style as well as function, with plenty of frames to choose from. Their mission is to educate patients and provide cutting-edge technology and exceptional service with personalized care. Come to Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk to clearly see the difference. Why? Because your eyes deserve it.
The view from Wayne America as we have college football and NCN. Second down, Strand looking for a man, and good coverage downfield by the Wildcats. And that's going to bring up a third down and long for the Dragons.
And the Dragons taking a chance there out of the end zone, trying to pop a big one. But they do not get anything. Now you're looking at 3rd and 12. From inside your own 1 yard line, you may just try to run the football to give yourself a little bit of room to punt the ball away.
It was Gerald Fly in coverage as the Dragons will go back to the air. Strand chased, gets rid of it, nearly intercepted by Kowalczyk. That would have been Kowalczyk's second interception of the game, and it would have been 6 for the Wildcats, but a dangerous punting situation for the Dragons.
Just not able to move the ball so far in this ball game. Minnesota Moorhead has struggled, and now you're kicking the ball literally from the back of your end zone.
Well, Knutsland initially lined up behind the end zone, then he had to take a step forward, realized that wasn't going to work. Bird stands at the 33 of Moorhead. He catches at the 35. Tries to go right, gets to the 30 at the sideline, and this will be incredible field position for the Wildcats. We've said that a few times, but really need to take advantage of it here.
Now, this is the 6th possession of the game for Wayne State. Every one of them has had the ball on inside Minnesota Moorhead territory. And now this is about as good as you're going to get, your 28-yard line. You're absolutely right, Pat. I think Wayne State's got to come away with some points here. you've controlled the game to this point. You just haven't put points on the board. The defense has controlled the game. Now, offense, if you're Wayne State, you need the offense to come alive here. Try to get some distance between you and the upstart Dragons.
The handoff will go to Kaiser. He's got room past the 25, and he's banged down at the 22-yard line. Good pickup on first down for the Wildcats. And Lou, this is not the first time Wayne State has seen a season-ending game with playoff hopes on the line. Nearly 30 years ago, 1993, Dennis Wagner, who eventually was the offensive coordinator at Fresno State and offensive line coach at Nebraska, he was the head coach. As the Wildcats go back to Kaiser, he's knocked down about the 20. It'll be short of the first down, third down and about 2. So that Wayne State team, they were sort of freshly up from NAIA. They didn't have a conference yet, so that makes it kind of hard to get into the playoffs. But they were 9-0 entering the final game of the regular season. They had Brett Salisbury as quarterback. They had Byron Chamberlain, who would go on and win Super Bowls. Kevin Swain, who played in the NFL. Brad Otis, who was drafted. And they came away from that one disappointed. They lost to Minnesota Duluth 29-28 in that final game of the regular season, and that kept them out of the playoffs, looking to avoid a similar fate today as Bowen is bottled up, trying that quarterback draw once again, and this will probably be a field goal situation for the Wildcats here.
Yeah, we got to give credit here, I think, to the Dragons defensively. They have held time and time again, and that time Bowen looked like he got inside the 20. They spot at the 20, so you're a good 2 yards short. See what looks like Wayne State's going to go for it.
Yeah, Powders was hitting from 45 going this direction in the warm-ups. The wind has, well, it's died down a little bit again. It had picked up, but Wayne State confident in their offense. They're going to hand off. Kaiser cuts up, and he's inside the 15, and he's got first down yardage and more. Fairly gutsy call from Logan Masters. Not a high-risk situation, but there were points on the table, and he says, no, we want more.
Well, I think with the play they ran, you're telling the offensive line that you believe in them, and Kaiser, as good as I think you're going to find at those short yardage runs, did a great job between him and the offensive line to pick up that first down.
That is a big group up front for the Wildcats as Bowen will go to the air this time to Schmaderer. Catches, he's inside the 10 where he's pushed out of bounds. And Wayne State trying to double up this lead with 12:25 left to play, second quarter.
Wayne State has absolutely controlled this first half. You look at the scoreboard and you probably wouldn't know it, but you give a lot of credit again, I think, to the Dragons defensively. But eventually, the dam is going to burst. If you're a Wayne State fan, you hope it starts with this possession.
Second down and 6. Fake the handoff to the motion man. Bowen will keep it and power his way to about the 6-yard line. Going to bring up third and a long 2 for the Wildcats.
Kind of back where you were a second ago. Now third down, and they're going to call it 3. See if you run any play action here. Maybe get Bone to roll out.
It's got Jaden Johnson, Ashton Schmaderer, and Mason Lee all split out to the right. With Kaiser in the backfield, Bowen takes the shotgun snap, fires to Lee. There's a lot of contact there in the back of the end zone. Lee got his hands on it but couldn't pull it in, and it may now indeed be a field goal situation for the Wildcats.
Now fourth down and 3. You got to get some points here. You've had the 6 possessions all in Dragon territory. You got to come away with some points. You got to start putting a little bit of distance between you and the Dragons.
So Powders bundled up. He's got Bowen as the holder. snap back, hold down, kick up, and good. Wayne State does extend their lead to 2 possessions, 10-0, 11:09 left to play, second quarter. Let's take a break and be back with more. You're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
When the game wraps up or even before kickoff, our community welcomes you with open arms. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is happy to have you here, and we want to show you what we're all about. From wide open spaces to music, shopping, entertainment, and more, there is always something for you to discover in our city. Stop by the Visitors Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit Lincoln.org. The Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
When you want to wear your pride on your sleeve, true Nebraskans turn to NebraskaScreenPrinting.com for the latest screen printing and embroidery design. View hundreds of designs or upload your own for any school activity, sport, booster club, or business. We can do it all in whatever color your pride comes in. Get your group order in for your event or team at NebraskaScreenPrinting.com today for a fast and convenient turnaround. We're custom sports screen printing and embroidery at NebraskaScreenPrinting.com. Proud to be Nebraskan.
Back here in Wayne, America, as the kick is fielded at the 20 by Moorhead, out past the 25 to the 30, 35, and pretty decent field position for the Dragons. And Lou, with the playoffs on the line for Wayne State, it hasn't been pretty to this point, but it doesn't have to be. Right. Wayne State sort of exceeded expectations last year. They've done it again this year. They saw themselves potentially in the playoff hunt last year and lost a game to a maybe not so great Upper Iowa team. Now this year against this Minnesota State Moorhead team, they're in a position that I think they would take right now. They're up by 10. They just got to win this game.
Yeah, so win and you're in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be pretty.
Speaking of not pretty, there's a dropped pass by Moorhead, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Dragons. Just a little sidearm pass there from Strand. It was Brady Perryman, the freshman, who dropped that for the Dragons. Haven't seen anything from Gage Florence yet, the leading receiver for the Dragons. He needs just 5 catches to get to 100 receptions this season. He's also staring down potentially 1,000 yards.
The average is almost 100 yards receiving a game.
Handoff up the middle will pick up about 3 for the Dragons, bring up 7 for Moorhead, and really the Dragons got to get something going offensively to have any sort of shot in this game.
There have been a lot of 3 and outs here in this ball game for the Dragons.
Strand now changing the play. Wildcats bring a linebacker up the middle. Completion and just a near murder there at midfield as making the catch was Perryman, but Tanner Cooper just laid him out, and that's going to be yet another punting situation, and a punting situation involving some pain for the Dragons.
Hit him so hard, I need chiropractic care.
Oh, man. Tanner Cooper. Let's take a look at the Madison County Bank instant replay. Pop. Perryman went airborne. So does this punt. Very high. Fielded by Bird. Just outside the 15-yard line. And Wayne State, you got to feel like maybe if they can establish some sort of rhythm here, they can really start to put that second foot of Minnesota State Moorhead into the grave and kind of wrap this game up, or at least start to put a little bit of a bow on things. I realize it's very early. We've got 9:41 left in the second quarter, but against a 4-6 Moorhead team, you got to start putting some doubt in them.
Yeah, absolutely. The way you're playing defensively, I think you feel like you're in pretty good shape, but offensively, they have not really gotten into any sort of rhythm against this Dragon defense, and now it's the first time. This is possession number 7, first one to start in your own territory.
Wildcats go to Watkins, who dances out to about the 18-19 yard line. Going to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats.
If nothing else, if you're Minnesota State Moorhead, you feel pretty good about the field position. You just have not had it the entire game. Finally, you flip the field a little bit, and Wayne State starts inside their own 20.
Bowen will keep it himself, and not a lot there for him either, maybe a yard. And, I may have spoken prematurely. Wayne State looking to try and make this a lot more comfortable game. Moorhead still doing their part to try and keep it as uncomfortable as possible.
Yeah, they've done a good job defensively. There has been nothing there for Wayne State offensively. At least nothing consistently. About the only thing that seemingly has worked well has been those runs in between the tackle to Kaiser.
Bowen forced out of the pocket, rolling, and he's just going to get rid of it. And a punting situation for the Wildcats. And, this Moorhead defense has come to play, Lou.
Yeah, no question about it. That time they just dropped back in coverage. Nobody was open, just forced Bone to get rid of it. And now it's the Dragons' turn for some field position.
They certainly want it. Powders stands inside his own 10. Bit of a high snap. He jumps for it, gets rid of it. Good punt. Takes a Wayne State bounce and rolls inside the 35 to the 32, where it'll be touched dead, and that's where the Dragons will take over, looking to get something going offensively.
Well, you talk about most valuable players for this team for Wayne State. There's lots of guys you could talk about: Kowalczyk, Bone, Mason Lee, lots of guys. How about Alex Powders? I mean, he is so valuable out there. He's a great place kicker, but an excellent punter as well. And that kicking game is so important. It can be overlooked, but you see where you would have had, you figured if you're, Moorhead, you're going to get great field position, but that punt, he gets a good punt off and a good roll, and now it's not terrible field position, but certainly not the field position the Dragons were hoping for.
Quickly to the air go the Dragons, and we mentioned that leading wide receiver for the Dragons, Gage Florence. He makes his first reception of the day, and that brings up a very quick first down, and the Dragons trying to go tempo.
Yeah, that's what they need to do in the passing game. You see a lot of short passes, and you talk about rhythm. That's the type of offense you really need rhythm in.
Back to the ground go the Dragons, and about 2 yards, 2nd and 8. As Ndike goes for about 2 for the Dragons that time around. Back to the ground go the Dragons, trying to establish something. They are on the Wayne State half of the field now as he gets to the 49. Going to bring up 3rd down and manageable, about 3rd and 5 for the Dragons.
First time in this ball game they have been in Wayne State territory.
Wayne State defense calling for noise from the smaller than usual crowd. They get it too, as Strand now looking to pass, fires it, leaves it short. Thought maybe he caught it, but he does not, as that was just left short for Perryman. Made a heck of an effort to try and get his hands under it, but the ground helped him.
Well, now I think it looks like the punting team's going to come out. I think there was a little indecision there that maybe they were thinking about going for it. I think if you're the bit of an underdog here on the road, you're going to play the percentages, play field position. Your defense has played very well in this first half. I think this is the smart move.
So the 6'1", 285-pound punter from Ham Lake back on for the Dragons, and he gets a pretty nice punt away. That one will roll to about the 10. Well, actually, they roll it out at the 11-yard line, but that's a solid punt for Moorhead, and about as rough a field position as Wayne State has had to start the game.
Well, if you like defense, you've come to the right place. Lots of defense here today. And Wayne State with Let's see, Wayne State has 62 rushing yards, 25 receiving yards. And my math says that's only 87 yards of offense here. 6:42 left, so it's time to get something done, but dragging this offense down.
Watkins out past the 15-yard line. The first cut bought him some time and some room. The second one, not as successful for him there, but solid yardage on first down. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats.
And you flip on the other side of the field, the Dragons only with 26 yards of total offense here in the first half.
Running 6:10 left to play, second quarter. They'll go back to Watkins, who tries to stretch it outside. There's going to be a flag on the play, as I think they're going to get Johnson trying to secure that edge for Watkins. The wide receiver is going to get dinged with the penalty there, and that's going to back Wayne State up just a touch here on and make it second and probably maybe even more than 15 based on where they rule this holding call. That was indeed on Jaden Johnson. They're going to decline it, though, as Wayne State took a loss on the play. They're going to go ahead and force them into third down. A little bit unorthodox. I mean, if it had been a deeper loss, been surprised. I mean, this is a Wayne State team that can pick up yards.
You want to really pin Wayne State deep, even deeper than they already are.
Cuts it back 20, and he's going to be just short of the first down. Solid run, but that does likely force a punting situation, so it appears to have worked for Minnesota State Moorhead with that decision making, but it's very, very close, so we'll see. They are going to call it fourth down. I'm sure a certain element of pride with Colin Prosser and Logan Masters that I'm sure there's a temptation to go for it, but the wise choice is obviously not at this point in the game and the field.
Both defenses have controlled this game. I don't think you want to give, because if you don't get it, that's like a big turnover, and you'd automatically put Moorhead in field goal range.
Wayne State is the best at fourth down conversions in the NSIC this season, but that's asking a lot as Powders gets the punt away. It's fair caught by the Dragons. 5:01 left to play first half. Wayne State on top 10-0. You know, some other scores. So kind of regardless of what happens around Wayne State, if Wayne State wins, they're probably in the playoffs. If they don't, they're probably out.
Right.
But where it starts to get interesting and you start to want to keep an eye on some other scores with teams like Minnesota State and Winona State, also Bemidji State playing Mary today. Right. Could determine if Wayne State gets a home game potentially in the playoffs next week. A lot of those games don't start until later in the afternoon. This is one of the earlier ones as Strand goes back to the air. It's complete once again to Florence, and it'll bring up second and manageable for the Dragons.
Got that in between France and Kowalczyk, two of your better ball hawks out there. They're taking a chance on trying to thread the needle on those guys.
But yeah, looking at things, Wayne State probably needs Mary to beat Bemidji State to get a home game next week. As the Dragons go back to the ground. This time they'll pick up a first down. And, you know, we talked about how Moorhead really does not have a commitment to the ground game. They've gone to it today. They recognize the need for it in this weather, and it's been successful at times. Not moderately, anyway, relative to what they often do.
And when you only average 25 yards rushing a game. But I think anything you get here now, if you can, especially on first down, I mean, if you can get yards on first down, this team throws the ball very well. But so often in this game they've been in those very predictable passing situations, and that limits what what's coming if you're the Wayne State defense.
On second and medium, after an initial run by Mdike, they go back to him once again, and he picks up another first down. Really, this is his drive so far.
Wow. Nice job there after contact, picking up yardage. Now I got a timeout. I believe Wayne State called us the timeout.
Indeed they do. 3:40 left to play first half. Wildcats on top 10-0. Let's take a break with them. Back after this, you're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Allo. High-key internet for a low-key price. Want to know what games we're televising each week? Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports.
Allo means reliability, productivity, connect. Allo means no more of that. Allo means business. Local business, big business, small business. If you need reliable phone and internet connectivity, you need Allo. Local service and same-day dispatch. Free installation, symmetrical upload and download speeds. If your business relies on communication, rely on Allo. Allo means business. Visit allofiber.com/business.
First down for Minnesota State Moorhead as Strand whips it to his left and it's dropped incomplete. And there are words after that play as unable to make the catch was Ryan Bieberdorf, excuse me. And it was France who kind of got into Bieberdorf's face after that. No flags either way. It's 2nd and 10 for the Dragons.
A little emotion being shown between those two out there.
Strand is not afraid to whip his side. Did on there as well. Finds Florence, catches just outside the 25 and darts ahead to the 22. Picks up another first down for the Dragons, and this is the best drive of the game for Moorhead.
Yeah, they're going with tempo here. At that time, Wayne State tried to blitz, got burned on it a little bit, set up one-on-one. Got in front of make
screen out to Mdike, but a great tackle by Kowalczyk ensures that goes nowhere and bring up 2nd and 9 for the Dragons.
Yeah, by far the best drive here of the ball game for the Dragons. If you're Wayne State, you got to try to hold them to a field goal opportunity.
Once again, the shotgun goes Strand. He's looking left. He's pressured. He's not going to get away as the Wildcats pick up another sack, and Sims in on that sack once again for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he's been an absolute beast in this ball game. Just cannot keep him out of that backfield.
The sophomore from Omaha forces a 3rd and long for the Dragons. Shifts here for Moorhead. Strand. He's got 6 on the play clock. And I'm going to guess Moorhead's going to call a timeout here. Indeed, they do. Don't forget to stick around for halftime. Presented by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years. But before we get to that, we've got more football. And before we get to that, we've got a quick break. We'll take a break along with those fellas down on the field. Back with more after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Life is full of occasions, some planned, some unexpected, some profound. At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, Our goal is to keep you in good health, to be there for all of life's moments. Together, we'll create the best health solutions for your symptoms and lifestyle with compassionate care tailored to you. Faith Regional Physician Services, OBGYN. Here for you, no matter the occasion.
Big third down for Minnesota State Moorhead. Crowd getting behind the Wayne State defense. Strand looking right. Now pressured. He's going to be buried in the backfield. Wayne State gets to him with Gunnar Shopes, the junior from Napa, California. Wow. And Strand is slow getting up.
Yeah, he's up, but slow, you're right. And great pressure. And you know, we've seen Wayne State blitz a few times and actually got burned the last time they blitzed, but they've been able to get pressure. That time it was just a stunt that they ran and got pressure on that right side, and Shope's able to end up with a sack. Great defense by Wayne State. That was a big sack too, because it not only does it become fourth down, but now you're looking at, if you're going to go for a field goal here, it's a rather sizable field goal. It'll be about 48 yards from where they're at right now.
If the wind is going action with the Moorhead kicker at the moment, but this is kind of no man's land, and it looks like the Dragons are going to go for it. It'll be Tommy Falk as the quarterback for the Dragons this time around. A lot different looking quarterback. He's 6'1", 205 to Jack Strand's 6'5", 220. There is a timeout on the field. We'll go ahead and keep it here, though. And this is really just I feel like a tough sort of no-win proposition for Minnesota State Moorhead. It's a real tough field goal. You don't want to make it too good a field position for Wayne State if you don't convert. You definitely can't punt at the 31. Yeah. Fourth and about 20 is it's a tough ask. Now that I say all this, they're going to go for it and pick up 23 yards, yeah. But.
Well, you know, I don't know. You are at no man's land because you can't really punt here. I mean, you could, I suppose, but you're not going to likely gain many yards out of it. I think you're down 10-0. I think at this point the conversation is, what do you do offensively? I think you got to try to be aggressive here and try to pick up a big gain here and keep the drive alive, maybe score. And you get the timeout that way. That allows your quarterback here, Strand, to stay in the ball game. I don't know if he would have had to come out. He was slow getting up, but at any rate, here we go, fourth down and 18.
Oh, it's late enough in the half. You had 2 timeouts. Might as well use one anyway. As Strand takes the shotgun snap. He's got time, fires it right side, and picked off by Wayne State. What a play defensively for the Wildcats, forcing yet another turnover by the Dragons.
Rashid,
was that Ijaz Rashid, the linebacker, down there in coverage?
Yeah, it was.
Holy buckets. We take a look at Madison play. The defensive back depth chart there for a second.
Yeah, that threw us, Pat, because he played that like a cornerback. Great position. Just had his man sealed off, and the ball was a little bit short. Makes the interception and turns the Dragons away.
1:01 left to play in the first half. Wildcats will go to the ground with Watkins. He's stopped short at the 24-yard line. Obviously, if Wayne State bounces one on a run here, then they start to pick up the tempo. But I think at this point they're just looking to get into the locker room, Lou.
Yep. I think Wayne State now right at 100 yards offensively in the first half. It has not been a great half for either offense. I'm sure Wayne State would like to have more than 100 yards of total offense. For the Dragons, they have 55 yards of offense.
18 seconds left to play first half. Hand and he's just trying to find what he can. He's out to about the 26-yard line, and I think that will be the final play of the first half. Playoffs on the line. Wayne State with the edge after a half of play, 10-0. Let's take a break and be back with the halftime show after this. You're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
If you're thinking about building in the country but still want to be close to a community with schools, medical, and a thriving downtown, consider purchasing on acreage at 220 acreage north of Hardington. With interest rates low, you can buy now and there's no requirement on when you need to build. Check out the property on Facebook at 220 acreage. Internet, water, country living, everything is ready for your dream come true home. Call 402-254-6895 today.
Fall harvest means long hours for you and your equipment. You both need a fuel that can handle the pressure. So use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel from Farmer's Pride for more power, better fuel economy, faster starts, and special additives to help reduce downtime. What's more, when you do business with Farmer's Pride, you'll notice a personal touch that goes beyond the expected. Farmer's Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
I'm Kayla, 32 years old. My pain was so bad, I was told I needed surgery. Dr. Kim made me feel better before the surgery consultation.
Hi, my name is Lori, and I've been seeing Dr. Kim for quite a few years now. She's helped me with my sinus infection, and I used to have it at least 2 times a year, and now I don't have it at all. She really helps out a lot.
If you are experiencing any sort of pain, don't wait. Call today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Allo, high-key internet for a low-key price. Want to know what games we're televising each week? Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports.
For the streamers, for the gamers, for the long-distance video call makers, for the ones who don't want to miss out on the fiber things in life, they have Allo. Allo Fiber Internet keeps you connected with fast, reliable service and 24/7 support, so you can always get the ultimate experience. No hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts. Experience the fiber things in life with Allo's super fast internet. Visit us at allofiber.com/fiberthings.
If you've ever tried to grow something, you know the time and attention it takes. Imagine growing crops that feed our community and nation. Dawn to dusk, farm families will work tirelessly to complete the season's work. What began as seed has grown into bountiful crops spanning as far as the eye can see. The fruits of this labor benefit our community and our nation's economy. During this harvest season, Madison County Bank offers all farmers our sincere thanks and appreciation for all that you do.
To your auto partner, there is no house divided when you choose Woodhouse. 18 brands, one team, a winning experience every time.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Life is full of occasions, some planned, some unexpected, some profound. At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, our goal is to keep you in good health, to be there for all of life's moments. Together, we'll create the best health solutions for your symptoms and lifestyle with compassionate care tailored to you. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, here for you no matter the occasion.
Wayne State is the college of choice.
Smart choice.
Sound choice.
Natural choice.
Strong choice.
Original choice.
Bold choice.
Affordable choice.
With over 130 programs of study, Wayne State College is the
first choice.
First choice.
First choice.
For students who want an excellent education at an affordable cost. Get started at exploreWayneStateCollege.com.
A community is connections, friends, family, schools, teams. At Allo, we're honored to be a part of your community. As members of the community, we're committed to ensuring people stay connected to the services they need. That's why we're participating in the FCC's Affordable Connectivity Program. All qualifying customers get free 100 megabit per second internet or a $30 discount on all other internet packages. Go to allofiber.com/ACP to learn more.
Whether you play on a field or play on a court or are running to greatness, during the game and after the game, during the wins and during the losses, Agri City Insurance has you covered. Here to help you insure what matters most. Agri City Insurance.
Keep on pushing, keep on pushing, keep on pushing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, do it!
You want to wear your pride on your sleeve? True Nebraskans turn to custom sports screen printing. Pride, dignity, self-respect. You want to show it off. We want to design it in whatever color it comes in. Silver, gold, black, blue, white, red. Custom Sports can turn around unbeatable apparel fast with service from South Sioux to Scotts Bluff.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
When it comes to your auto partner, there is no house divided when you choose Woodhouse. 18 brands, one team, a winning experience every time.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
You're watching Wayne State football on News Channel Nebraska. The halftime show is brought to you by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years.
Welcome back to Wayne America. Pat Jansen alongside Lou Siefker. We've got Sheldon Fox and Nolan Hoffman with us as well. I want to thank our crew down in the truck and on the field, led by Director Connor Luby. It is cold, folks. It is not pleasant down on the field, but Wayne State trying to heat things up for Wayne State fans and get themselves into the playoffs. They are currently on top 10-0. That would likely be enough to get Wayne State into the NCAA Division II playoffs for just the second time in school history. The only other time in 2008 when head coach Logan Masters was a junior wide receiver for the Wildcats. The only other postseason appearance for Wayne State in Division II was a year prior to that in the Mineral Water Bowl. That was always for the top teams that didn't make the playoffs from the MIA and the NSIC. That game hasn't been played the last couple of years due to COVID-19, and it sounds like the game has now just gone away. So this is Wayne State's chance for postseason play. And you know, there was that 2-year run where they made the Mineral Water Bowl and then the playoffs, and it felt like that was going to be maybe a trend for Wayne State, but it has not happened since then, and a lot of folks didn't think it was going to happen the last couple of years. Last year was John McMenamin's first year on the field as the head coach. He was named the head coach prior to the 2020 season, which was wiped out due to COVID-19. Wayne State was picked toward the bottom of the NSIC, and they overachieved perhaps a bit, and then McMenamin leaves for the Tulane wide receivers coaching job, and they move Logan Masters up from offensive coordinator to head coach, and you know, another new head coach. And I think a lot of people thought, okay, well, the team's going to finish toward the bottom this year, but really there was a lot of continuity. I feel like that was maybe a bit of an unfair prediction for Wayne State, and the Wildcats have proven it, and now they are trying to work their way back into that national relevance, Lou.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they brought in a whole new staff.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, certainly Coach McMenamin's a great coach, but I think Coach Masters has kind of taken up where that last season left off. I thought last year you could really see the improvement that was coming with this program, and I think it's continued obviously on to this year. You know, I think the fact that they're knocking on the door of a playoff spot tells you something. I mean, I think this program's going in the right direction, no doubt about it. You know, if you're a Wayne State fan, certainly you hope this next 2 quarters end positively. You get to the playoffs and see what happens there. But, you know, I think Wayne State is going definitely in the right direction. And today's game now, not pretty, but what do they say about defense? Wins championships, right? Well, maybe not a championship today, but defense might get you to the playoffs.
Well, Wayne State has shown a couple different ways to win games this year. They've put up a lot of points. Certainly, they've had most of their best offensive performances have come at home. Well, also one of their worst ones has come at home in a 13-6 win against Northern State, a Northern State team that's proven to be quite feisty this year. So it's a team that has won the occasional rock fight. They've also won the occasional shootout, and I think that's the mark of a good team.
Absolutely. Good teams find ways to win, and it doesn't matter. You know, I think this is a good team on both sides of the ball. Now, offensively, they've struggled here this afternoon. Some of it is weather. A lot of it is a very motivated, very good, you know, Minnesota State Moorhead defense this afternoon. But that's exactly right. I mean, and you can name any sport you want. Good teams find ways to win no matter what it is or whatever the situation. In this case, you got a cold game, a very defensive-oriented game, and the Wayne State defense has been nothing but stellar here in this first half. I believe Moorhead State has around 55 yards. I've lost my sheet here. There it is. Right around, 55 yards of offense in the first half. You can't do a lot better than that in this day and age of college football.
Well, let's take a look at some of those statistics. It has not been real pretty offensively, as you mentioned, Lou. 102 yards of total offense for Wayne State compared to 55 for Moorhead. Moorhead, surprisingly, doing a fair bit on the ground, 23 yards. That is basically their average per game this season, while Wayne State right now with 77 yards on the ground, 32 yards passing for the Dragons, 25 for the Wildcats. On the strength of some turnovers, Wayne State is winning the time of possession battle, 17 minutes and 32 seconds to Moorhead's 12 minutes and 28 seconds. You mentioned those turnovers. It has been notable as there have been a couple interceptions from the Wayne State defense, but each team has fumbled as well. It's been a bit of a problem. It's made for a bit of a clunky game. It's definitely given Wayne State some opportunities, but the Wildcats, to this point, mostly unable to capitalize.
Well, I think you look at the 32 yards, only 5 receptions for 32 yards. That speaks a lot for that Wayne State defense because, let's face it, the Dragons can throw the ball. You've got Jack Strand coming into this ball game, 66%, almost 67% completion percentage, but 2,144 yards, 16 touchdowns. In the first half of this game, they have 32 yards in passing with 2 interceptions. So the Wayne State defense, some of that certainly is good coverage downfield, but the pressure has been relentless, and Strand just has not had much time to throw. You work those two things together, and that spells a great half of defense for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Strand has been sacked 3 times. That's otherwise the rushing totals would be even more for Minnesota State Moorhead. But you mentioned the just 5 receptions for the Dragon receiving corps. Gage Florence, who had 95 entering today, he was kept quiet for a lot of that first half. He did end up with 3 catches for 29 yards. A lot of his work done after the catch. He had 16 yards after the catch. Meanwhile, the leading rusher for Moorhead is Luke Mdike. 9 carries for 36 yards with a long of 11. Wayne State trying to go to the ground quite a bit as well. Watkins with 12 carries, Kaiser with 6, Bowen with 7 of his own. The leading rusher right now, Watkins, with 12 carries for 49 yards. Receiver for Wayne State, you've just got Jaden Johnson with the biggest of those, 1 catch for 12 yards. The leading target, Mason Lee, with 4 targets, but unable to get more than 1 reception in that first half. But turnovers, really valuable, and we'll take a look at some of those in our highlights. We've got halftime highlights coming up in just a bit on our halftime show, brought to you by Certified Piedmontese Beef. I want to thank our sponsor, Certified Piedmontese Beef, for helping bring you the halftime show on News Channel Nebraska. Italian heritage. Just fantastic meat that we got a chance to try. We got a whole box of it sent to the office at News Channel Nebraska, and it's been, it's been fantastic. It's been one of my favorite promotions for a whole bunch of reasons. You don't really have to fake anything when you get a box of meat that you get to enjoy in your home.
Yeah, you said you get a chance to try it. I feel really badly because my family has not had a chance to try it, because whenever it's in front of me, I sit and I growl. I don't let anybody come near it because it's so good. But no, it's been a great opportunity, and you're absolutely right when you talk about Piedmontese beef. It's not hyperbole. It's very good stuff. Very good. And if you get a chance, folks, give it a shot. And if you live out of town, if you live out of state, they'll deliver it to you. It comes to your doorstep. You won't go wrong with a steak or any other sort of meat, hamburger, whatever you get from Piedmontese.
Anywhere in the country, you can order it. It's shipped right to your doorstep. Lean, tender, delicious, healthy, powerful nutrition to play at your best. You can order it at cpbeef.com. Let's take a break. We'll be back with the halftime highlights after this. You're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're here at the grill, waiting for the flip.
He has a great hot lie here on the grill. Looks like he's going with the tongs here, Jim. A great choice.
Timing is everything.
Nailed it.
A flip for the ages.
What a flip. Perfect marks. I'd take a slice out of that one.
Certified Piedmontese, real Nebraska beef. So tender and dripping in flavor, you won't believe a steak this good can be shipped right to your front door.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Life is full of occasions, some planned, some unexpected, some profound. At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, our goal is to keep you in good health, to be there for all of life's moments. Together, we'll create the best health solutions for your symptoms and lifestyle with compassionate care tailored to you. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, here for you no matter the occasion.
Wayne State is the college of choice.
Smart choice.
Sound choice.
Natural choice.
Strong choice.
Original choice.
Bold choice.
Affordable choice.
With over 130 programs of study, Wayne State College is the
first choice.
First choice.
First choice.
For students who want an excellent education at an affordable cost. Get started at ExploreWayneStateCollege.com.
A community is connections, friends, family, schools, teams. At Allo, we're honored to be a part of your community. As members of the community, we're committed to ensuring people stay connected to the services they need. That's why we're participating in the FCC's Affordable Connectivity Program. All qualifying customers get free 100 megabit per second internet or a $30 discount on all other internet packages. Go to allofiber.com/ACP to learn more.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
Just about to start the second half here at Wayne State. Let's take a quick look at the highlights from the first half, how we got here. Wayne State able to force a turnover on Minnesota State Moorhead's opening drive. They force the fumble and recover it. Unable to get any points out of it, though. Following that, Wayne State with a fumble of its own. This one recovered by Minnesota State Moorhead as they turn the Wildcats away. Minnesota State Moorhead then forces another fumble, keeping the Wildcats off the scoreboard. That was followed by Wayne State. Another turnover. This one an interception athletically by Alex Kowalczyk as he returns it deep into Moorhead territory. Wildcats do finally get on the board, this time with Anthony Watkins reversing field, getting the touchdown and putting the Wildcats on top 7-0. Wayne State would then extend its lead with an Alex Powders field goal and then preserve the lead late in the first half with an athletic interception by Ijaz Rashid. That's how we got here. It is 10-0 at halftime. Wayne State does start with the football to open up this third quarter after the kick return out to the 31 by Jaden Johnson. We've got a flag before the opening snap of the third quarter. Let's take a look at what this penalty is, as both teams pointing the finger at each other. It's a delay of game against Minnesota State Moorhead. So essentially what they're saying there, the referee down on the field, they're making noises, they're basically trying to simulate calls by Wayne State with an attempt to draw early motion from the Wildcats. So that's a 5-yard penalty against the Dragons. The handoff to the tight end Dangle. Out past midfield, that's just a little drop into the bucket and a pickup of a first down for the Wildcats.
That was a nice catch. Ball thrown over that defense. You've got Moorhead sitting back in zone and just find a hole in the zone, and Bone that time able to put the ball right where his tight end needed to catch it and a first down.
They don't go to the tight end a lot, but Dangle, the sophomore from Bellevue, hauls that one in. 4G goes in motion, handoff Watkins, trying to find some space, and there's not a lot there. He does pick up 2 yards out to about the 46 of Moorhead, bringing up 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats.
No, Pat, Wayne State is 6th right now in the region. Number 5 is Winona State, and number 3 is Minnesota State. I got an update here. Halftime, Minnesota State, Winona State. Minnesota State leads 31-0 at halftime. So if that score holds, you figure Minnesota State likely solidifies that 3rd spot. You're going to need University of Mary to beat Bemidji State to get a home game.
Going to Johnson down the field, and there's a big reception for the Wildcats, trying to finally take the top off this defense. And Wayne State at the Moorhead 24. Now, I will say this, Lou. Wayne State very aware that Winona State has some late game capabilities. That game was tied at 14-14 when Wayne State was in Winona, and they lost by 24.
Yeah.
So that's a team that's got some ability. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Handoff, Watkins going left side. Now reversing, trying to go back to his right. Loses the football, but they're going to call him down.
The official very quickly called that one down.
Level of animation from offensive coordinator Colin Prosser. Not sure who specifically that was directed toward, but nonetheless, it is 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. We saw Watkins reverse his field in those halftime highlights with his touchdown. This time, going the other way. Nothing there, though. The defense stayed home for the Dragons. Bowen from the shotgun. Hands off Watkins once again. Eludes the first tackler, but not the second wave. Still on his feet, but going to be ruled down at the 22-yard line. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Wildcats.
Wayne State came out slinging the football around, picked up a couple of first downs through the air. They have not been able to do a whole lot offensively in that first half, but I like the passing game, kind of opening the offense up. Now here you are in field goal range. We'll see how aggressive Wayne State is. It looks like with 4 wide, they're going to go deep.
Bowen chased out of the pocket. He's got all sorts of pressure. He's not going to be able to escape it. Not field goal range anymore, Lou, as he's dropped near the 40-yard line. That is a 17-yard loss on 3rd down, and suddenly, just like that, the punting unit is out on the field.
Yeah, the Dragons that time ran a blitz, and that was a mistake by Bowen because you just can't take a sack there. You got to get rid of the football, and now that sack takes you out of scoring opportunity.
So Powders stands in his own territory to punt this one away. High end over end. It's left short and fielded at about the 16-yard line. And yet again, Lou, we've seen this Wayne State team time and time again this year be so reliable deep in the opposing team's territory, unable to come away with points again today.
Yeah. Yeah, they had, 6 possessions in that first half that started in or very close to Moorhead territory and come away with a total of 10 points out of that.
Strand, who took a pretty tough hit late in the first half, he's back in, hands off to his fullback, who was his only man in the backfield with him. Is going to be about a yard pickup for the Dragons, as again, that Wayne State defense, very stout up front.
Yeah, a team that does not run the ball well anyway against a very good defensive front here of Wayne State. I think if you're Moorhead, you're going to have to do the same thing that we saw a little bit there in that Wayne State possession. You're going to have to open up the offense a little bit.
Strand had time but doesn't anymore as Sims is there once again to chuck him down inside the 5-yard line. Luke Sims has come to play today.
He's got 2.5 sacks now, and just in this ball game, he looks like Ndamukong Suh out there, throwing people all over the place. That was Strand. I could tell all the way up here that he had the deer in the headlight look because it was just him and Sims right there looking at each other, and that's usually a bad thing for the opposing quarterback.
Yeah, Strand is a tall guy. I wouldn't put him nearly as stout as, say, a Luke Sims. Handoff on 3rd down. There's room to run, but a lot of room to pick up, as Wayne State was really just kind of playing that one safe on 3rd down. It'll bring up a punting situation for the Dragons.
Well, Wayne State did what they had to do again defensively. Both of these teams have really struggled on 3rd down in this ball game. Wayne State right now 1 for 10 on 3rd down, and I believe that was be 0 for 8 now for Moorhead.
Punt is away, And Jacob Bird came into fair catch it, realized it was going to be a little tight. He lets it roll, and that takes an advantageous roll for Moorhead. It's touched dead at the Wayne State 39-yard line, and the Wildcats will take over with 9:29 left to play, third quarter, on top 10-0. Now, if Wayne State does hang on to win this game and say, Mary knocks off Bemidji State, the Wildcats potentially have a home game, that could be a huge weekend in Wayne America next week, because even though Wayne State volleyball lost in the opening round of the NSIC tournament last night, still a very high likelihood the Wildcats will be the top seed in the Central Regional Tournament. You get both of those teams hosting NCAA competition on the same weekend. That's I don't know if there's ever been any kind of weekend like that in Wayne.
Yeah, that would be crazy for sure. I was surprised when I saw the volleyball team lost. They had we'd actually done a game against Augustana, and Wayne State dominated that. I guess you credit Augustana for coming to play. But that Wayne State volleyball team is they're going to be a threat come not only come postseason rather, the NCAA tournament.
Toss out to Orr left side after an initial false start penalty, and this Moorhead defense is really starting to feel it. It's going to be second and very long for the Wildcats, and you can just see the hair on fire for Moorhead right now.
Yeah, they're fired up. There were 6 guys on that tackle. Let's run into the football. 6 guys for the Dragons over there.
I think Wayne State's going to have to open things up just a little bit more as the Dragons really seeing things. Bowen from the shotgun fires right side. A lot of contact there, and they're going to rule that incomplete as he tried to go to Johnson. I do think it hit the ground. Not sure, though, if the defensive back didn't get there a little soon in Cody Sorensen.
Yeah, that was close. Now Wayne State, again, as I said, 1 of 10 on third down this afternoon. Now you're facing 3rd and 15. The odds are not with you right now.
Bowen has Kaiser in the backfield with him. 3 wide receivers out to the right side. Going to hand off Kaiser and kind of play it conservatively here on third down. And even on a conservative play call, there's a loss, it looks like, for the Wildcats of about a yard. And Alex Powders, he's been a busy guy at certain points this season, usually kicking extra points, but he's busy punting today.
Yeah, this is an offense, this Wayne State offense, that's been over 500 yards several times this year. And I tell you what, the Dragons have played well enough defensively to win this game.
Powders sees a little bit of heat on him, but he gets rid of it, lands near the sideline, and rolls out of bounds. Not sure how much of that bounce happened in bounds. Actually, none of it, it looks like. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 35 for the Dragons.
It's only about a 32-yard net punt. That's Alex Powders. Usually a lot better than that. I think the Dragons brought a lot of pressure there, trying to block that kick. I think enough of that pressure threw Powders off just enough to make that not quite as an effective punt as he usually does.
The breeze actually was a little stiffer, too, on that punt. It hasn't been as much as we thought it would be today, but it's there. As Strand goes to the air, he's got his man Florence past midfield. 4th catch of the day for Florence, and he's now 1 away from 100 on the season.
Well, that was a rare opportunity there for Strand. Had a little bit of time to throw and found his man. Florence is his guy. They pick up a much-needed 1st down.
Back to the ground go the Dragons, and trying to move the piles, and Ndike picks up 2, brings up 2nd and 8 for the Dragons. It's been fun watching Strand, who just looks like a shortstop whipping it over to second base to start the double play.
Yeah, not quite the normal delivery, but he's pretty effective when he's got time.
He's got his running back out of the backfield this time, out to the 37-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and short for the Dragons. Handoff, no. Fake the handoff to Mdike. Instead, pitch it out to the right side, and a catch and a first down for the Dragons, as Strand was able to find Landon Lundquist, the junior from Aberdeen, South Dakota, left his hometown university, Northern State, decided to say no to them and go out to Moorhead.
It's the first third down conversion of the game for Moorhead.
They go back to Lundquist once again. Nothing doing this time around, however, and it's going to bring up second down and long for the Dragons.
Well, this is the best drive in quite a while, maybe the entire ball game here for the Dragons. But now you've got to try to get it into the red zone situation. Give yourself a chance to put some points on the board.
Florence goes in motion. Strand looking. Now the time has gone away from him. Fires toward the goal line. Picked off by France. And there might be, I thought maybe there'd be a face mask at the end of that.
Looked like it.
What a play by Javon France, as Strand had his man. His man was open. Maybe left it a touch short, and France just went and found the ball as we take a look on the Madison County Bank instant replay.
This was a bad decision. I think the throw, I mean, he was trying to lead his receiver over there, but that play was covered. I think you get rid of that football if you're Strand. That's interception number 3 for this Wayne State defense. And Wayne State, that time, they faked the blitz. It looked like they're bringing pressure, and they backed off on it. And Strand ended up rolling out trying to get his guy downfield, but I think an ill-advised pass, it ends up in another interception.
Wildcats out to about the 10-yard line now. Javon France now with his 3rd interception on the season, and that was in a big moment. We're going to take a look at that once again as we see a little bit different angle.
I think that pass needs to be out in front of him. It's short.
I don't know how that wasn't a face mask.
Yeah, brought him down by the face mask, it looked like.
Watkins trying to burst toward the first down sticks. I think he's going to be just short. It looked like he had the opening to get that first down. He does actually get it, but man, that closed quickly. The pursuit of this Moorhead defense has been really a surprise today. They've played fantastically.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing with about 12 guys on the field. It just seems like there's so many guys in on those plays. They're running to the football very well. And we'll see if Wayne State throws any misdirection at them. Sometimes when teams pursue like that, you try to burn them and hurt them with their own aggressiveness.
High shotgun snap, the handoff to Watkins, trying to bounce it outside, and I don't think there's going to be a whole lot there. He does get out past the 15-yard line. And Wayne State just playing this game, I'd say, fairly patiently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're playing a lot of it. You've had the field position most of the game. Now you haven't put a lot of points on the board. And now I think it's a matter here as you get late into the third quarter. You're playing a little bit of a time of possession game. You're trying to string together some first downs. You've got the 10-point lead. I don't think you have to be too dynamic offensively here, but you do have to start moving the football. You've got to string together some first downs here.
They're going to go back to Watkins. And again, it's just bottled up. He's trying to find space, and there's just nothing there. Maybe a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Wildcats.
Yep, and third down has not been Wayne State's friend in this ball game. We mentioned Dragons are one of 8. Wayne State right now 1 for 11 on third down.
It's the exact opposite of last week. Wayne State, especially in that second half, really made hay on third down. With 1 second left on the play clock, Bowen takes the snap. He's got room out past the 25-30 and dumped out of bounds. after a solid pickup, and that was exactly what Wayne State needed, Lou Siefker.
And that's what Nick Bone can do, too. He did that to Sioux Falls last week at that big 50, I believe it was 53, I think it was, yard touchdown run against Sioux Falls. Uh-oh, now is there some Melandri on the turf?
There is. It was out past the first down sticks.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Boy, you've got to keep your emotions here. You just can't do this. Such a big gain there from Nick Bone. Now, it looks like that's
it is going to be a first down.
Yeah, post, and I think the flag came after the first down, but it obviously backs you up, and you just cannot commit those sort of penalties. We saw Sioux Falls last week that really self-destructed in that fourth quarter. And for Wayne State, you're getting something going offensively. You just cannot have a silly penalty like that to set yourself back.
It was Trey Miller, the freshman tight end, and now another mistake.
It's intercepted, yeah.
As Bowen is picked off. Cody Sorensen just jumped that route. It really kind of floated in the air. And my goodness, turnovers have been massive in this game, and suddenly Moorhead can make this very, very interesting, starting deep in Wayne State territory.
Sorensen set on that route and it shot the ball. And Bone usually, he's got such a good arm. But I think you give the credit there to Sorensen. Read the play, broke on the ball, and makes a great interception. And boy, if you're Moorhead, you're going to chance to win this game. You've got to put some points on the board right now.
This third quarter brought to you by the Lincoln Convention and Visitors Bureau. Hey, eat and compete. www.lincoln.org. As Strand goes back to his leading receiver, Florence, who's now at 100 receptions for the season after catching that one. Not a lot picked up on the play, about 2 yards, but hits the century mark catching the football. That's no small task.
No, he's an outstanding receiver, far and away the leading receiver for this team. Over 1,000 yards on the season.
Back to the ground go the Dragons. And a first down pickup for Moorhead. Wow, the pressure is being applied to Wayne State.
Now, this defense has played so well the entire game. Now you're in a sudden change situation.
After a short pickup, it's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Dragons. 2:31 left to play. Third quarter, 10-0 Wayne State on top. Strand with the heel hand. Darts out past the 5-yard line. And a big third down upcoming here. It'd be 3rd and 3. There is a possibility to pick up a first down. Strand will hand off and DK once again, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go. A ball game. 10-6, Wayne State on top with 1:56 left to play, third quarter. PAT pending.
You give these guys all the credit in the world. They have hung around and they've stayed close. And DK does a great job just to follow his blocker. And what they did very well there was they were using tempo, and Wayne State was just off balance defensively. They continued that tempo, able to put the ball in the end zone. Now you're right, Pat. We've got a real ball game.
The kick is up, and it's good. We've got a 3-point game. 1:56 left to play, third quarter. Back with more after this. You're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
For the streamers, for the gamers, for the long-distance video call makers, for the ones who don't want to miss out on the fiber things in life, they have Allo. Allo Fiber Internet keeps you connected with fast, reliable service and 24/7 support, so you can always get the ultimate experience. No hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts. Experience the fiber things in life with Allo's super fast internet. Visit us at allofiber.com/fiberthings.
Folks, don't forget to stick around after the game for our top plays brought to you by Currency. A lot of those top plays will be really stout defensive plays, Lou, as we've got ourselves a 10-7 ball game. Kickoff is up and away, and it's fielded by Jaden Johnson. Starts left, out past the 20, 25, takes a big hit before the 30. Looked like there was some room for him to run, but that closed up pretty quickly.
That was great coverage that time by the Dragons. Well, if you're Wayne State, you feel like you've really got to get something going offensively now, because it appears that Minnesota State Moorhead has kind of figured some things out, certainly with the tempo. And these guys, if you're Wayne State, you're thinking playoffs here. It's a little too close for comfort. You like to get some more points on the board and give yourself a little bit of distance.
Bowen will keep it this time, 30, 35, and out near the first down sticks. Quarterback run game, you mentioned it last year, was a big part of the Wayne State offensive strategy against the Dragons. Starting to figure out that may be the case again this year.
Yeah.
And maybe there's the temptation to not do that. If you've got your eye on the playoffs and you want to potentially make a run, maybe you're thinking, okay, let's protect Nick Bowen. That all goes out the window at this point with just a 3-point lead.
You've got to win this game to get to the playoffs, and right now Nick Bowen might be, him running the ball might be your best opportunity.
Back to the ground go the Wildcats. Out to the 45-yard line as they go with Kaiser that time around. 2nd and 4 upcoming for the Wildcats. Maybe a long 3 is what they'll call that.
We talked about Wayne State's inability to get third down. Some of that is just because they have not been very good on first and second down either. You'll take that 7-yard gain on first down every time.
And they'll go back with Bowen once again, trying to bide his time, and there's nothing there.
Yeah, that was just James Eggert, the middle linebacker, just shot through there and took Bowen down. Actually might have lost a little, maybe a half a yard on that. Great job there by the middle linebacker. And now here we go again, 3rd down. And it just has not been Wayne State's down in this ball game. 2 for 12. They certainly need this one, I think. You got a Dragon team that's starting to get some momentum.
Yeah, big play for Wayne State here, as feels like the dam might be about to break defensively. Bowen takes the high snap, runs it himself out near the 50-yard line. That snap nearly threatened to take the rhythm of that play out, but Bowen battled through it, and now we head into the 4th quarter. Throw those 4 fingers up. We've got a big one coming here. 10-7, Wayne State on top. We're back with more after this. You're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
For the streamers, for the gamers, for the long-distance video call makers, for the ones who don't want to miss out on the fiber things in life, they have Allo. Allo Fiber Internet keeps you connected with fast, reliable service and 24/7 support, so you can always get the ultimate experience. No hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts. Experience the fiber things in life with Allo's super fast internet. Visit us at allofiber.com/fiberthings.
At Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk, their focus is on you. As the leading provider of optometry with advanced diagnostics and equipment, they can ensure your eye health is their top priority. A quick glance at their frame area will show you that you can have style as well as function, with plenty of frames to choose from. Their mission is to educate patients and provide cutting-edge technology and exceptional service with personalized care. Come to Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk to clearly see the difference. Why? Because your eyes deserve it.
Back to the ground to the air go the Wildcats. They throw to Mason Lee, and that'll bring up 2nd and manageable for the Wildcats. As our stat man Sheldon Fox just pointed out, this feels like an every week occurrence for Wayne State. Of the Wildcats' 10 games so far this season prior to today, 6 have been determined by 1 possession. This would be the 7th if this score holds. And that doesn't even take into account that Wayne State was tied in the fourth quarter against Winona State before losing by 24. As they go back to the ground to Kaiser, he may lose just half a yard there.
Yeah. Again, you got to be good on first and second down. They've been good on first down. Now, second down, that doesn't get anything. And now we're on third down again. They've converted a couple here. And 3rd and 3 certainly makeable. Got an update, Minnesota State, the game. The Minnesota State leads Winona State 38-13. I believe that's late in the third quarter.
Third down and a long 3. Bowen fakes the handoff, rolls right side. He's got his man on the sideline, Jaden Johnson, and Johnson picks up a big first down for the Wildcats. Wayne State moving the football, 13:51 left to play, fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's a guy you really like to get the football to as much as you can. Johnson gets open there and picks up a big first down, keeps this drive alive.
He's a guy who between snaps has been throwing the jacket on at times. He's from Louisiana, not exactly Louisiana weather today. Handoff, Kaiser left side, weaves his way through, then just collides with a whole host of Dragons, a wall of tacklers, and that'll bring up second down and about 7 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, you pick up yardage here, and at very least, if you're Wayne State, you'd like to at least get 3 out of this and force Moorhead to have to score a touchdown.
Obviously, the ideal scenario if you're a Wayne State fan is a touchdown, make it 2 possessions.
Right.
Handoff, Kaiser going left side, cuts it back up near the 25. He's going to be pulled down at the 26, and that's going to bring up third down and 5 for the Wildcats. Another big third down. They did convert the last one, but it's been tough sledding today.
The last couple they've converted, and they need to do it again here. That stretch play to Kaiser, they really Moorhead. That was one of the plays that was working in the first half. They've really shut it down here in the second.
Going to bring both tight ends out, bring a couple wide receivers in to replace them. 3 of them to the right side as Marshall will go out to the left. 3 on the play clock. Handoff, Kaiser barrels his way inside the 20, and another first down for the Wildcats, and suddenly starting to find a little bit of third down mojo, Lou.
Yeah, finally. That's 3 for 3 on this drive. That's a tough run. That's a cold weather, nasty, November need a first down run there by Kaiser. Great job by Kaiser in that offensive line. Get physical. That's what you need to do here, and continue to move that football.
That's a man who made up his mind too. There was no hesitation. Just cut it upfield and went. First down and 10 for the Wildcats. Bowen will fake to Kaiser. This time dumps off to his tight end, Dengel, who's upended at the 15-yard line. That's a good tackle by the defensive back there, as it was Jared Kallenbach, the free safety, coming up to knock down Dengel. And honestly, if Kallenbach doesn't do that, there's a little bit of rumbling for Dengel to maybe potentially pick up some more solid yardage.
Has a good open field tackle there by Kallenbach to cut his legs out from under him and limit the damage that was done.
2nd and 7. 4G goes in motion. Instead, trying to go up the middle. Not a lot there. There's some bodies being thrown after the play. Going to be 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats. Yet another big third down on this drive, Lou.
Yeah, this has been struggling the entire game on third down. They figured it out. They're 3 for 3 so far on this drive. And you'd sure like to make it 4 for 4. I think it depends on what happens here. If you come close, I think you may think about going for it. As you mentioned, a touchdown gives you that 2-score lead.
3 tight ends. Under center goes Bowen. Hands off Kaiser in that jumbo set. Kaiser, it looked like he got near the 10-yard line. They will mark his forward progress just short of that, however.
Yeah, he's about 1.5 yards short of the first down, so we'll see a decision time here for Wayne State.
And big man Saquon Cobb's slow getting up. That's not a great sign for the Wildcats. And yeah, it looks like the offense may be staying on the field for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think you felt that your defense has played so well the entire ball game, and if you don't get it, you force Moorhead to go the long field there to try to tie or beat you. So big play here.
4th down. Goes. Owen keeps it, and I don't think he's going to get it.
He's short.
He's stopped right at the 10. It does make for a long field for Minnesota State Moorhead, but that defense of the Dragons comes up big. Once again, let's take a look at the Madison County Bank instant replay. Just stuffed right up the middle once again.
Yeah, that might be a game saver here. If Wayne State gets a touchdown there, you go up 2 scores. This has obviously been a defensive game. It's going to be tough to score twice, I think. But you stop them there. So the Dragons get the big stop, 9:24 to play, and you're down 3. So this is definitely in a winnable situation for Minnesota State Moorhead.
9:24 left to play. Wayne State clinging to a 10-7 advantage. Playoff hopes on the line. And DK gets the carry. He's out to about the 14-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Dragons.
Well, both teams with 3 minutes left. Certainly, if the Dragons able to get in scoring position, they would have those timeouts to work.
They go back to him, DK, once again, and he has first down yardage. This is a run game that has suddenly found itself late in the season, Lou.
Yeah. DK looks good out there. He's done a nice job in this second half. He comes into the ball game with 277 yards and has not scored a touchdown until today, obviously.
He gets the carry once again. Runs right into the middle of that Wayne State defense, but fighting for yardage. He'll pick up a couple, maybe 3, bring up 2nd and 7 for the Dragons.
And you don't know if it's cold or nervousness, but a lot of legs are shaking out there. I think there's a little nervousness going on right now. If you're Wayne State, you're going to try to come away, try to get a stop here, get the football back. And you certainly don't want the Dragons to be allowed to drive the football.
Strand, though, buried once again by that Wildcat defensive front. And guess who's in the middle of it once again? Luke Sims, among about 3 or 4 other Wildcats, but a big sack on defense there.
Luke Sims might be one of the more valuable players today. He has been incredibly tough to keep out of that backfield. And you talk about you come into a game playing a passing team. If you put pressure on that quarterback, that's a leg up. And certainly Sims has been one of the guys that's been able to do that for the Wildcats.
Strand from the shotgun. He's got time. Whips it over the middle. Making the catch is his wide receiver coming over the middle, Ryan Bieberdorf. And that's an impressive pitch and catch that keeps the drive moving once again.
Well, I think you see why Jack Strand is the quarterback there. That was a heck of a throw. And just put it right where it had to be. Bieberdorf does a nice catch going across the middle. You know you're going to take a lick, able to secure the football. And a first down. And, boy, 7:22 to go in the ball game. And Minnesota State Moorhead driving with a chance to either tie or maybe take the lead.
7 play. Hand off him, DK. He's got room again. There is a flag. Although Sims gets up looking like he's almost questioning it. I'm curious, although it does look like they are going to move this back. I wonder if Sims...
Yeah, he was politicking out there for a hold.
Yeah, well, the flag had already come.
Yeah, he didn't know that. He was...
It's a big penalty.
Yeah, Luke Sims has been so disruptive. I'm surprised there haven't been more holds called. And you got a guy that you just can't block. You got to do whatever you can in the backfield.
Makes it 1st and 20 for the Dragons. Strand will get it back on the ground. It was not Mdike this time, however. It was Hayden Ball, the big 6 foot, 230-pounder.
Well, the penalty's so crippling here for Moorhead because you're way behind the chains now, and you need to stay on schedule. This is not an offense that has shown much big play prowess here this afternoon.
Strand looked like he wanted to throw. He pulls it back. Now he's going to run it himself. 25-30. He'll duck out of bounds as he had, looked like Johnson bearing down on him. Or excuse me, Scott, beg your pardon. Jalen Scott, certainly not an unintimidating figure. The senior from Indiana. But it's still 3rd down and long for the Dragons, 3rd and 13. Again, I've been impressed with the noise of this small Wayne State crowd. It's dumped over the middle, nearly dropped, but caught, and right at the first down sticks. Getting there is the freshman Brady Perryman. The little 5'11", 170-pounder keeps the chains moving for Moorhead.
And Strand took a shot that time, and that was Caleb Browse, number 96. He delivered a blow, but good job by Strand to get that pass off.
He tries to go back to Perryman once again, does not find him, and again Strand takes another big hit as bearing down on him was Becker.
The defensive end that time, Becker got to him. Great pressure in this ball game delivered from that Wayne State front.
That's been the difference so far. Back to the ground go the Dragons. Nothing doing once again. This time Jackson Johnson, the sophomore from Bancroft, leading the charge. And that was very, very necessary if you're a Wayne State fan. It brings up 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, big play here. We're getting late in the ball game. And bad down in distance a moment ago was no problem for the Dragons. Wayne State needs to get a stop here.
5-0 running. Strand from the shotgun. He's got time. Fires it right side, complete, wide open in space. Making the catch was Ryan Bieberdorf, who's really starting to get things going for the Dragons.
Yeah, Bieberdorf wide open. And that time the pressure does not get to Strand. You see what happens when he's got time to throw. He'll find his receiver, and Bieberdorf comes open across the middle and, well, picks up a big, big play. Now knocking on the door are the Dragons.
In field goal range, and the wind dying down just a touch. Strand looking right side, and he was going for Bieberdorf. France locked on him in coverage. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 4:36 left to play. From here, it would be about a 39 or 40-yard field goal for the Dragons.
Well, you give these guys credit because they have just hung around and now making some plays offensively. Just has not been there all afternoon. Now when they've needed it, they've picked up a couple of long 3rd downs.
Pressure coming on Strand. He gets rid of it. Can't quite find Perryman. Just past his outstretched arms as it was Johnson bearing down on him once again. Another big 3rd and long. The Dragons have come through on these. Wayne State has got to come up with a stop here.
Yeah, they've really, until this point, both teams have struggled on 3rd downs, and both teams have started to pick up those 3rd downs here in the 4th quarter. That's a gigantic play here for Wayne State. You've got to not only try to stop them, but try to keep them from, what would be an easy field goal. This would not be an easy field goal where they're at now.
Shotgun snap. Fires. Caught by Perryman, but that's short. It does make it a little bit more manageable field goal distance as he's down to the 20-yard line.
37 from here. So it looks like, about a 37-yard field goal, right to left.
Ryan Riedel. sophomore from Blaine, Minnesota, to tie this one up and be a fly in the ointment for the Wildcats. That might be short. It is. Wayne State survives that drive. They're still on top, 10-7, but 3:51 left to play. The offense has to do something here, Lou.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 timeouts left for the Dragons as well. Did it look like that somebody might have got a piece of that one, or was it just a short kick? It was hard to tell.
From where I stand, it looked like he almost just kind of got under it, the way a golfer might shank it just a bit.
You've seen me golf.
Yeah, it just looked like he chunked it.
Yep, just left it short.
Well, let's look at the replay here and see if anybody got their hands on it. The closest one.
And Scott got up there.
Yeah, Scott got skyward, but it's hard to tell from there as the Wildcats go to the ground on first down, but nothing doing.
Got a player down.
That's a Wayne State lineman. We'll figure out who that is, but first we'll take a break. We'll be back with more after this. You're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
At Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk, their focus is on you. As the leading provider of optometry with advanced diagnostics and equipment, they can ensure your eye health is their top priority. A quick glance at their frame area will show you that you can have style as well as function, with plenty of frames to choose from. Their mission is to educate patients and provide cutting-edge technology and exceptional service with personalized care. Come to Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk to clearly see the difference. Why? Because your eyes deserve it.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us, supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
Terrell Tompkins, the big offensive lineman, being carried off the field for Wayne State. You hate to see that for a whole host of reasons. He's been a big part of this very, very good Wayne State offensive line this year, and certainly you don't want to see that for the young man regardless of which team you're rooting for. And that comes at a big moment, too, as Wayne State's looking to ice this game. Downside
of this great game are injuries, and they'll pop their ugly heads up every now and then, and that, unfortunately for Tompkins, I'm guessing he's done for the day. Wayne State, 337, 336 here. We're counting down. They're going to take their time, but you've got to. I think you've got to get a first down or two here. You've got 3 timeouts. Does Moorhead and would get the ball back with plenty of time to score. So Wayne State's got to do something offensively.
Lee goes in motion. Bowen will keep it, bursts out past the 25 to the 28-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and manageable with 3:10 left to play in this fourth quarter. Cats clinging to a 10-7 lead. And Moorhead still hanging on to those timeouts.
Yeah. I think that's a smart move. If you get a stop here on 3rd down, you may use one. You certainly wouldn't have to. A first down here would change everything. Then you'd have to start burning your timeouts.
That's what Wayne State wants as Bowen awaits the shotgun snap. Hands off Kaiser, trying to get right side. What a tackle by Moorhead. Kallenbach has had himself a game in this second half. He makes a fantastic tackle, and that's going to force a punting situation from the Wildcats with 2:29 left to play. Lou, you said during the break, this just feels like it's got the possibility to just have this earth shift out from beneath Wayne State. This defense is going to have to come up huge once again.
Wayne State has just not been able to shake these guys, the Dragons, and guys like Kallenbach just making big plays. That's just a great play coming up from that free safety spot. In run support, makes the tackle behind the line of scrimmage, not only stops the play, but makes a negative yardage. And, it feels so tenuous right now. I think everybody is thinking the same thing. It's just a play or two away from slipping away. You're not able to get a first down here. You got to kick the ball away to the Minnesota State Moorhead. And their offense is starting to get on track. So it's kind of a scary moment right now if you're a Wayne State fan.
Don't forget to stick around, folks, for our Player of the Game, brought to you by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years. Big punt upcoming here for Wayne State's Alex Powders. Moorhead looks like they want to bring heat. They do. Powders gets rid of it. Fair catch inside the 40-yard line, and that is where the Dragons will start looking to tie or steal this one altogether. 10-7, Wayne State on top. 2:23 left to play.
Wow.
The lowest point total we've seen from Wayne State offensively at home this season, and the lowest we've seen from them at all, came in that 13-7 win against Northern State. This might even be, that was 13-6, beg your pardon. This one might even be tighter.
Yeah, this Wayne State offense has been over 500 yards 4 times this season. You got to give the Dragons a ton of credit defensively.
Nearly picked off by Jalen Scott again.
So close.
Heat on Strand, and Scott dove in, nearly picked it off.
Yeah, this is either win or lose it time here. This Wayne State defense it's been thrown on their shoulders, and that interception would have gone a long way to winning this ball game if he had to come up with it.
2 timeouts for the Dragons. Strand from the shotgun takes the heat once again, dumps it off to his running back Mdike, but not a whole lot there as Scott, among a couple of Wildcats there to make the tackle, going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Dragons. We've said this how many times, Lou? Yeah. Big 3rd down. Strand from the shotgun. Looking, fires and overthrows his receiver. He had his man, Perryman, and that's going to bring up 4th down with 1:52 left to play. I think they got to go for it here.
Yeah, probably. So, you do have 3 timeouts to work with, but only 1:52 on the clock. I think you're going to have to go for it. This is ball game here, and it's been pressure. When Strand has time to throw, he is very dangerous. With the pressure comes. You've forced a lot of mistakes out of him.
4th down from the shotgun. Sims bearing down. Then the pass is incomplete.
Wow.
All sorts of traffic near the ball.
Wow.
And Javon France is beside himself as he realizes the likelihood that in his final home game, at least in the regular season of his college career, he may have seen Wayne State get to the playoffs.
That ball is just a little behind Bieberdorf, and it gets popped up in the air. It could have been caught, could have been intercepted. It falls to the turf. And now if you're Wayne State, you've got the football. You got a chance here to run this clock out and win this game and go to the playoffs.
My goodness, 146 away from potentially seeing their way into their 2nd ever playoff bid. Bowen from under center, hands off Watkins, not a lot there. He will pick up 2 yards. Moorhead will use one of their last 2 timeouts with 1:41 left to play.
And what a ball game! I know I think we expected the Dragons to show up and fight. Their fight, especially on the defensive side, has been impressive. They have done a great job against this Wayne State offense. Wayne State only has 39 yards rushing on the afternoon. Actually, I don't think that's correct. Got to get my prompter here to work on the stats.
I mean, just when you think historically about Wayne State teams, we talk about the playoff bids and just how there haven't been a lot of them. And there are a lot of years in Wayne State history where they were NAIA. They weren't Division II. But just the very idea of 9 wins, that 1992 team that lost in the final game of the regular season and missed out of the playoffs as a result, they were 9-1. That's it. That's been the top. There's never been more than 9 wins in a season for Wayne State, and the Wildcats are now just about a minute and a half away from that as Watkins again goes for another couple yards.
These kids know the history. You saw the emotion after that pass fell incomplete and Wayne State got the ball back, and they know what's at stake here. And mentioning the Moorhead defense, actually 141 yards rushing. I knew that the first one wasn't right, but 87 passing. So about 228 yards of total offense is all that Wayne State has been able to garner against these guys. Now, granted, Wayne State defensively also very good. Right around 200 yards for the Dragons is all that they've been able to get. This has been a defensive gain. You mentioned it before. Good teams find ways to win. And Wayne State, it hasn't been pretty. This has not been an aesthetically beautiful game, but it's going to be a gorgeous game if Wayne State's able to run this clock out and make their second playoff appearance ever.
There have been exactly 3 times that Wayne State has won 9 games in a season. The 2008 playoff team, the 1992 Dennis Wagner team, and the 1949 9-0 team coached by Jack Wink.
Oh yeah, I remember that team.
Those are your 9-win teams. Wayne State trying to get there for a 4th time as Bowen picks up maybe a yard. It's going to bring up 4th down. The clock will run as Moorhead has used all of their timeouts. Wayne State now likely to punt and try and pin Moorhead deep in their own territory inside of a minute.
Yeah, you get Alex Powders out there to really force the issue. And if you can pin Minnesota State Moorhead deep and force them to go the long field, I think you've got a great chance. I don't know that I would go for it here because that really gives the Dragons with good field position. It wouldn't take a whole lot to get in field goal range.
I think they're just going to run this down and call timeout.
Exactly right.
Folks, we need to catch our breath as well. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back for this very big punt. You're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
Beautiful Wayne, America, although the weather not quite as beautiful. The game has been a bit ugly, but Wayne State trying to get that playoff bid. We talked about how Wayne State has played 6 games prior to today that have been decided by 1 possession. Moorhead, no stranger to that as well, as they've had 4. Powder's going to punt this one away amongst a lot of pressure, just gets rid of it, lands at the 10. Wildcats try and keep it inside and out of the end zone, but they cannot. That was quite an effort, especially considering how low that punt was.
Yeah, for Powders, you just got to get it away. Don't get it blocked. Just get it away. Let it land and roll. And he did exactly that. Came so close to pinning the Dragons down at the 1-yard line.
Moorhead didn't even have a returner. They brought 11 guys to try and get that punt.
Yeah, go back to that incompletion. It's come down to pressure on Strand, and Luke Sims has been that guy. He was the guy that delivered that pressure the last time on that 4th down play. Now with 39 seconds to go, not much time. The one thing you can't do here is give up a big play. We'll see how if they continue to bring heat or if you're going to drop back in coverage.
Strand faces that heat, gets rid of it, does just get rid of it to keep the clock from continuing to run. That's a heck of a play by Strand as that front four again collapsed on him.
Yeah, they have not had to do much blitzing. You see a lot of stunting there. And that, and again, I believe that was Browse again, number 96, that came on the stunt and almost got a sack.
The Harlan, Iowa native, as Strand once again from the shotgun. He's rolling left and nearly picked off. Oh my goodness, bearing down on that, just jumping that route. And I actually did not catch that, to beg your pardon. Oh, that was Marzion Crosby. Wayne State very deep at the defensive back position. Oh. But Cosby, he saw that coming and nearly picked it off. It's now 3rd and 10. Strand from the shotgun. He's got pressure once again. Just gets rid of it. Incomplete. And he lives to fight one more down, at least one more down. Yeah. 4th and 10 with 21 seconds left to play. Wow. This is the game, Lou.
Yeah, this is it right here. You get a stop, you're headed to the playoffs if you're Wayne State.
But that ability to stay on his feet just long enough to get rid of the ball kept that game alive.
Yeah, he's done that twice. Yeah, I think they've been able to get so much pressure on him that has really changed the game.
4th and 10. Strand from the shotgun. Heat on him once again, and down he goes! That will do it! Wayne State may have just punched its ticket to the playoffs with one more big defensive stop, the sack.
And that was Shopes.
Shopes has had himself a game today.
Wow.
The Napa, California native may want to have a glass of wine to celebrate that one tonight.
Oh, Wayne State's going to win this thing, and it's been because of the defensive side of the ball, and specifically the front. They have just dominated this ball game and have not allowed a very good quarterback, although a young guy, Jack Strand, a very quality young quarterback, has not given him any time to throw the football, and that's going to be it. Wayne State's headed to the playoffs.
Wayne State fans, make your plans. We don't know where they're headed yet, but it would be a surprise if the Wildcats are not in the playoffs after they survive against Minnesota State Moorhead 10-7, the second NCAA Division II playoff bid in school history is right around the corner. Celebrate this one, Wayne State fans. We'll be back. We've got post-game highlights. We've got interviews. We've got all sorts of information coming your way. 10-7, Wayne State with the victory over Minnesota State Moorhead. We've got more after this on News Channel Nebraska.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Wayne State is the college of choice.
Smart choice.
Sound choice.
Natural choice.
Strong choice.
Original choice.
Bold choice.
Affordable choice.
With over 130 programs of study, Wayne State College is the
first choice.
First choice.
First choice.
For students who want an excellent education at an affordable cost. Get started at explorewaynesstatecollege.com.
I was working at a manufacturing home plant here in town. I was working with a radial arm saw where you hit a button on the floor and it activates the saw to come out. I reached down, didn't realize somebody had moved the pedal over in front of the saw. When I reached down for him, my foot hit the pedal and my hand was gone. So they life flighted me to Norfolk, and 13 hours later, I got my hand back on. Faith Regional, Dr. Harsel, a deep place in my heart. Very awesome place. I mean, they're always right there. Saved my hand, saved my life. I chose to stay at Faith Regional for my therapy because they knew what they were doing. They worked with me from day one. Therapy team is just tremendous at what they do. If you have any kind of hand problems, surgery, whatever, go see the team at Faith Regional. When I needed major hand surgery, I had Faith.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
It may not have been pretty, but the Wayne State College Wildcats appear headed to the NCAA Division II playoffs after a 10-7 win over Minnesota State Moorhead, the seventh game this season that Wayne State has played that's been decided by one possession, and it's the sixth win in those for the Wildcats. They are Egg Bowl champions. That's just the second time in the last 11 Egg Bowls for the Wildcats that they picked up a win, and it sends them to the playoffs in all likelihood. Let's take a look at how everything shook out in this game, and Wayne State claimed a historic victory for the program. Wayne State hosting Minnesota State Moorhead with the playoffs on the line, and the game did not disappoint. Wildcats, though, turned the ball over early in the ball game, keeping the Dragons in the contest. We see that fumble from Nick Bowen, and the Minnesota State Moorhead defense fired up. But the Wildcats finally cracked the scoreboard as Anthony Watkins goes opposite field and finds his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Wildcats then take a 10-point lead on the Alex Powders field goal, giving the Wildcats a 10-0 lead. Moorhead then goes to the air late in the first half to try and cut into the lead. But Ijaz Rashid, a linebacker playing like a quarterback, makes the interception. Then Jack Strand going back to the air, and another pick. This one from Javon France. Looked like maybe a face mask at the end of it. He didn't care. He makes the big interception to preserve the lead for the Wildcats. But Minnesota State Moorhead's defense came to play as well. This time an interception by the Dragons, giving Minnesota State Moorhead good field position deep in Wildcat territory. Then Luke Mdike pulls his way into the end zone, and suddenly we've got ourselves a game. 10-7, Wayne State on top. But the Wayne State defense stayed strong. More defensive pressure from that front four. Luke Sims and Jackson Johnson bury Strand. That was the story here as another sack. This one icing the game for the Wildcats, with Gunnar Shopes coming through with that one. And that one iced the ball game and sent the Wildcats to an Egg Bowl victory and a playoff berth. Ten to 7 our finals. And I believe we've got Wayne State head coach Logan Masters down there on the field with Nolan Hoffman. If we're ready, we'll go ahead and send it down to Coach Masters and get his thoughts on today's game. Nolan, take it away.
Nebraska, I'm joined by Logan Masters. Logan, this was a stressful Yeah, defense played great. Offense played a little better. This is a Quaver game. Watch film get better, but it don't matter what you win. I'm really proud of our guys. Talk about, obviously, this was a game you guys had to have in the playoffs like it was last week when you had victory over Sioux Falls. Talk about what it is most likely to get in the playoffs. Because a lot of people thought you guys were a year away. You guys are in the playoffs now in your first year. Talk about all the emotions. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's really cool to be playing here and playing in our only other playoff game. It's obviously really special. Really cool to see foreign players here, and found out this is the first time we won a conference championship in school history. So it's kind of been the season of doing first. That's kind of been our motto: is let's go make history and do things that haven't been done before here. And we thought we were going to be pretty good in fall camp and things through, and it's just really good to see our guys reach their goals, and we're still not done.
And there might be a small chance you guys might get a home playoff here next week, depending on what happens. What would that mean for the fans here, and of course the players and the coaching staff?
Obviously that'd be special. So hometown and the school get to see us play in a big game. But wherever they send us, wherever we're at, we'll be happy. We're just excited to have a seat at the table and go see what we can do.
And what are you guys going to be working on? To clean some things up going into that playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, I think throwing the ball was not good today, and so I mean, we'll watch the film. I don't know exactly. It seemed like we'd block a guy and they'd come like that. Spend all tomorrow doing is fixing mistakes and getting ready for whoever we play, and go from there.
Thanks, Logan. Enjoy the victory. Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you, and go Cats.
Thanks so much. Let's bring in our player of the game, Luke Sims. And Luke, you were a monster in the backfield today. Talk about what you were seeing out there.
They just kept giving me one-on-ones. I just kind of took advantage of the moment, and my teammates did a good job just keeping double teams, so it left me wide open.
What does it mean to be the one of the guys on the side, obviously with this Egg Bowl here, to be able to get the most valuable player award?
It means a lot. I mean, I've just been striving to be a better player every game, and my teammates are really good, and coaches putting us in good positions to succeed. So.
And what does it mean for you guys to get to the playoffs now?
It means a lot. That was a pretty big goal of ours during fall camp, and to make that is really good, really awesome. Yeah.
You know, like I asked your coach, if you guys could get a home playoff game next week, what would it mean to these players to be able to play in front of the Wildcat faithful?
It'd be awesome. I feel like we get a huge crowd. We already get a pretty good crowd. I mean, it was pretty cold today, but if we get a home game, definitely this thing would be rocking.
And last question, how much confidence is the defense playing with, especially with the performance you guys put on today?
Oh, a lot. All year we've been emphasizing it, but we still have some things to work on, especially for whoever we got next week.
Thanks, Luke. Enjoy the victory. Good luck in the playoffs next week.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. And Pat, let's send it back up to you with more post-game coverage here at Memorial Field, only on News Channel Nebraska.
Thank you very much, Nolan. Final score once again, 10-7. Congratulations to Coach Logan Masters and our player of the game, Luke Sims. We'll take one more quick break and be back to wrap things up from Memorial Stadium and Bob Cunningham Field. You're watching college football on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
I'm Chris Suckup, and I started at Madison County Bank in 2003.
Experience, commitment to community,
and unmatched customer service. Madison County Bank has been rooted in Northeast Nebraska for over 130 years and is here to help you grow. For ag banking, home loans, and business banking, visit your local Madison County Bank in
Madison,
Plainview,
Albion, and all of Northeast Nebraska.
Lou, it doesn't matter how you do it. If you win 9 games and set yourself up for an NCAA tournament playoff bid, no one will ask any questions. It was a rock fight today, but Wayne State gets the win 10-7, and this offense gets a lot of credit, rightly, a lot of times, but wow, that defense came through for the Wildcats today.
The offense all year has been great. 4 games over 500 yards. That didn't happen today. Just barely over, I believe, 230 yards on the game today. It was the defense that got it done. 6 sacks in this game. 3 of those was by Sims, our player of the game, and really relentlessly pressured Jack Strand, the Minnesota State Moorhead quarterback. It could have been more. He did a great job of getting a couple passes away there late that he was under great pressure. But defense got it done today, and we've talked about it throughout the broadcast. This team finds ways to win. It found a way to win today. That's the important thing. You got into the playoffs, and now they have a chance. They should be in. We're looking real quickly at the region from 3 through 7 was all Northern State teams. Minnesota State, Winona State. Minnesota State was 3-5. Minnesota State wins that game 40-13. So you believe they would stay at 3. Now, for Wayne State to move up to a home game, Bemidji State is playing Mary. If Mary could beat Bemidji State, certainly Wayne State might have a chance. Well, unfortunately, 21-0. I believe that's still in the first quarter. Bemidji State is leading that one. So if things can kind of stay the way they are, you figure Wayne State probably going to be on the road next week. Certainly remains to be seen, though, when the selection comes around tomorrow.
Of course, the other score to potentially keep an eye on, a team that they'd be able to go around, would be Colorado School of Mines if they would suffer a loss, but that was going to always be somewhat unlikely. They entered 8-2 today against an 0-9 Fort Lewis team, and of course, Colorado School of Mines with a 49-0 lead. That was always going to be a fairly significant long shot, but you never know. Certainly, Bemidji State jumped a few teams last week. It's that possibility, but I don't think Wayne State cares. They are likely in the playoffs. They went on the road in their only other playoff appearance in 2008. That was at Shadron State, a 6-point loss. And this is a Wayne State team that's competed well both home and away. They've just seemed completely undaunted by a lot of things, and now here they are. They get their chance.
And it certainly could be another Northern Sun team that you play. I mean, even though certainly Bemidji State is a team they didn't play this year, but a team in the league that you're somewhat familiar with, so at least you have that going for you. But you're right, just getting in is what matters right now. An historic win here today gets their second playoff berth, and now you're playing a little bit with house money the rest of the way.
10-7, your final score. If this one does find a way to win, you never know. It could be a very hectic environment in Wayne America next week. Regardless of what happens, Wayne State gets a chance to compete in the national playoffs. That's all you can ask for, and they get to do that in the first year of former Wildcat player Logan Masters as head coach. It's been fun to watch this season. We'll see if we have more coming your way this season, but nonetheless, this was an entertaining game, and it's been an entertaining season, and there's now more of it for Wayne State. I want to thank my color man, Lou Siefker, best in the business. Also, Nolan Hoffman down on the sidelines. We've got our resident Wildcat expert, Sheldon Fox, up here in the press box. We got Connor Luby down in the truck directing the whole thing. Want to thank his entire crew as well. Also, Sam Baran back in the studio. Everybody who's helped put on Wayne State football this season on News Channel Nebraska. That'll wrap it up for us this afternoon. Thanks for listening and watching. I'm Pat Jansen. This has been College Football on News Channel Nebraska.